I've been sitting here for 20 minutes, not clicking anything.
True, huh?
Hootie, is that vodka?
I would play this hand
It's
if I had
anything
any
you'd want it to
of
be.
those cards, but take my blind. Take my blind.
Yes. This is the second time I've stolen blinds for no reason in this game.
I gotta move my
I'm
screens
into-
around here. And I should probably leave the White House. I don't think what we're doing here is appropriate.
It's not very presidential of you.
No, it's not.
There you go. Simpsons a little better.
Seems more realistic.
Sorry about that. All right.
So there's a straddle button, everybody. So you can click that if you want. And then for some of the new folks, so this is, at the end of the night, just send me a message in Telegram or to the Crypto After Dark group of what your finishing stack was. And then every time that you rebuy, just announce it and put it in the Zoom chat here. And then I'll keep track of everything after if you have to rebuy. And you can rebuy at any time. If you're down to like 300 chips and you want to bump up to 1,000 or whatever, you can do it.
No, staying in that.
That's just me and you, Luke.
Just me and you.
All right.
Still trying to make sure no one can see my cards here on the stream. Oh man. Queen 10's good there.
Damn.
Yeah, I wasn't nervous or anything when the jack came. Fucking straights all over the place.
How do I sit back in?
Click on the ready button.
There we go. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh,
Damn, somebody's angry.
Yeah, I got to get a little revenge there.
I'll move out of the way.
Ooh, interesting.
Okay.
Wait, are we live yet?
We are
we are
live.
live.
Yeah, it should be live.
I'll send-
retweet it.
I will put the let me find the chat. I'm gonna put the link in the chat here, guys. Just retweet it on Twitter, and just don't add any comments because then it keeps the video there when other people see it. So it's just a better.
There's actually 2 tweets. Which one's the right one?
Yeah, I figured that would happen. You might have to delete one, Chris.
Well, the one that I just sent you is the one that works. I'm
Okay.
deleting the other one. And then Bitcoin Magazine has it live as well.
Nice.
This
Wow.
is interesting here.
Wow.
I lose my shirt early on in the night here.
You guys look so professional with the microphone, the headphones.
You can just put any headphones. You don't even have to use them.
Who won that hand? I didn't see.
That was
Luke.
Not
Luke.
me.
I took it down. I had trip jacks.
Sure you did.
I did. I had 3. I had 2 jacks. That's why I raised pre. I was nervous when the king came. I didn't like that.
All right, nice little gentle start here, guys.
I brought my mask. Just in case. It would be really hard to do a podcast if you had to wear the mask. But if you're at a poker table, this is great because you can't see any tells.
Oh, that's a really good call. If you put on Udi's sunglasses
Right?
with that mask,
And the hat, you're laughing.
yeah, exactly.
Woody doesn't know it, but his sunglasses are reflecting his cards very clearly for everyone.
Oh, I know.
good-
I'm aware.
Good call.
I'm aware. But you can't actually see the cards.
Keep them on.
Sure we
Oh,
can.
okay.
You can only see that. You can only see the suits.
What?
That's all. We only
I
know
just say enhance, and I can see it clearly now.
You're actually right, Hootie.
Was that?
You can almost see the
actually right.
suit.
Yeah, we can. It's pretty clear, actually.
Can you see like the?
This is how we get into Udi's head.
Udi's so
He's very sure
rattled.
we can actually see something.
He's so rattled. It's been 5 minutes. He's on tilt, down 150 already. This is fantastic.
Crystal, I actually think poker rooms are back open again. I wonder if people are wearing masks.
I would do it even if it's not required. I think it's a really good idea.
I mean, Vegas is almost back open. A couple casinos are.
I can't figure out if I've got the sound on here. How do you get it off?
Should be in menu. Top left.
Yeah. Where is it in there?
I don't know. I can't click it. It'll ruin the stream.
Can't work out if it was me or someone else.
Wanted to just use my cards.
I have it on mine. I just can't. I can't turn it off.
Might be you then.
Can you show cards on here if you at the end of the
No.
pot?
Nope.
No,
Hmm.
Oh, really?
that's
How
like a
many-
must.
Play mind games then. That's not nice.
You
I
can
know.
take a picture of it and then show your phone.
Very good idea. Or you can just wear Udi's sunglasses.
That's true. That works too.
Or you could just announce, Crystal. Post hand, announce what you had.
I don't know if I trust that. I want to see it immutable somewhere.
Or pre-hand. You can announce it pre-hand too. It works.
Luke usually does it. Like if Luke has kings or jacks, he'll tell you, I got jack, man.
Usually, yeah.
Charlie, this
Pretty
should be
open as
easy
well.
for you
What is easy for me?
this round. I mean, you can see
Why?
my cards.
Yeah, it's very easy.
Sixes look good. Sixes look good here, Rudy. Should be all right.
You guys must
Plus-
be all out of it because we're not in VR, so this must be a really
Yeah, I
weird
have no idea what's going on. I don't understand things in 2D.
I also brought my headset. 'Cause I'm ready.
Udi, have you guys done a poker VR?
We have not, but it should be fun.
We got
I've played VR poker. It's actually a lot of fun.
yeah, it looks pretty legit.
Yeah, we gotta get headsets and do it.
Udi, have you tried that? Poker Stars VR?
So the thing is, it's so dumb. The PokerStars VR, I can't play it without a VPN, even though it's not real money,
How come?
and because they won't let you. If you're, I'm in Israel, so they won't let me play, even though it's play chips, and there's no way to play for real money. But still, they
Well, you can buy chips for real money, so I think that might be why.
maybe.
That's wild.
But why Israel? Why are they blocking Israel but not? I mean,
PokerStars has a long history with Israel. A lot of the poker companies are actually either founded in Israel or by Israelis,
mhm,
and they just keep out.
I see.
It's got to be Israel and the U.S. is the last two countries that can't play poker.
Yeah. Well, I can play on some Chinese sites.
Binance.
So who wants to kick it off? What shall we start the conversation with tonight, everybody?
Everything's
Anything
fucked.
Fine.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
The ace gets there. Scott, that's dirty.
That was dirty.
Problem is
Oh,
the clubs. You
yeah,
guys are both afraid.
That's a playable hand. I'm not going away.
What, on the gut shot?
Yeah, it was there.
Yep.
Pete, why do you say everything's fucked, man? What's up?
Everything's a bit fucked right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll tell you personally, I just loved the whole Robin Hood action this week. And
I
Hurts,
know.
it was like flashback 2017. It was unbelievable.
Luke, why did Bitcoin dump today?
I have absolutely no idea. I wish I
To
did.
do that,
I wish I
to do
did.
that Forbes article, is it?
No,
It's because
Well, everything
People
dumped
sold?
today.
I doubt
Yeah,
it's
the whole
because-
market
yeah.
dumped like 5%. It was pretty much in line with exactly how the market dumped.
I don't know. I think a lot of people are pointing to equities again, and that it's trading again, tick to tick with that. I think it dumped almost in line with when equities dumped this morning. So I don't know. Like the correlation is going to come and go, but I didn't see. I didn't expect it. I was long.
I personally just don't see how, everything doesn't get totally fucked in the equities market and Bitcoin doesn't follow. I can't see that not happening.
He was able to shake that correlation on the grind up. Like equities had some down days, and Bitcoin kept going. It's flaky. It'll come and go.
Give me 1 second here. Make sure I got the right number. All right.
Hmm.
That's a bet.
What do you put them on, Crystal?
I don't know, like a king too. But you know what? You raised before the line, so probably have something. I'm just wondering if mine holds up. I'm gonna keep my chips for now. This is a good hand though.
Scott coming in with the heat,
Yeah,
eh?
Scott's gonna build a damn stack over there.
Every once in a while, the hands play themselves. You know what I mean?
You're using a bot.
Yeah.
Hey,
What
Peter,
are you
I
trying to
kinda
say?
borrowed yours. Leave me alone. Holy crap.
uh, you guys notice Udi is always looking down now because he's afraid of looking at the camera and reflecting his cards.
Yeah, I have noticed that.
This is a real psychology lesson there. I like it.
I've also noticed it's very quiet over in the Satoshi Light side of the table.
I'm not getting good cards.
He's getting coaching through his headphones.
Peter's always yawning when we play.
It's just 21 past 1 in the morning. I think once every 9 weeks we should do it at London time.
Well, I'm working on it, Peter. In all honesty, I actually was putting a list together. Who here would be opposed to playing at like 3 Eastern
In the morning?
in the afternoon?
Oh,
Not opposed.
bluff's not going to get through. Well played.
No problem.
I'm open to that.
Might have to change the name. Crypto after lunch.
Yeah, that's true. But it is after dark, depending on where you're at.
Yeah, it's really after dark here.
It's kind of getting dark around that time here.
After lunch.
What's up, Ed?
Oh, Udi, I didn't even realize it's 3:30 over there for you.
Yeah.
That's nutty.
Yeah, that's super impressive.
I just slept in all day.
Hey guys.
No, that's not true.
Woke up for the
Unfortunately.
game.
Yeah.
There he
Hey.
is.
Sorry I'm late.
Hey, Ed.
Oh, good.
No worries. I just had to sit in my big blind too, Ed. Thanks, buddy.
Oh.
I'm gonna start showing up late. I'm always first, and I have to sit down, and everyone just gets to choose where they want to sit around me.
Did you notice where I sat?
I sure did, as per usual. You fucker.
Right next to you.
I feel like Scott's been in every hand thus far.
Hey, he's winning every damn hand.
Wow.
That 7-4 offsuit is looking really good right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ace high takes it.
Not a lot of money.
Backing out of that one.
Blinds.
There's
Hey, Udi, I'll give it to you.
Appreciate it.
Super friendly. All right.
Chris, I'm reading through these
That's,
news
that's
articles.
not very respectful. You should have waited for me. I'm hurt.
Go ahead, Luke. What were you gonna say?
I'm reading through these articles. I'm trying to find one. The only one that I don't recognize is what happened with Brave Browser. Affiliate
You
link
didn't see what
controversy.
happened with that?
No, I've never seen that.
So whenever you type in Binance US, it would send you to Binance US under their, I guess, affiliate code. It would redirect.
Like Braves ref link.
Yes,
Correct.
it's ridiculous.
Which I think is the most ridiculous bullshit ever.
Yeah.
It's pretty sly. That's crazy.
What I didn't know with that, how does that actually affect the user in terms of?
The user, no, but
It doesn't.
it doesn't. And in some cases, you actually pay less fees if you use someone's affiliate code, but it's still pretty wild to not disclose.
But I'm just like, my point on it was like, why did it matter? Like, what? Like, was any
Well,
data
because they didn't
handed
tell
over?
anybody. Well, because they didn't tell anybody, right? You don't just do that and not tell anybody, right?
Yeah, but I'm just like,
What do you mean?
Yeah,
I think it's pretty.
They're only really scamming Binance when they're doing it. They're not hurting
Kind of,
anyone
it makes
else.
it feel like
Yeah, Binance loses a little bit on that deal.
I was like, what harm was done?
None really. I guess Brave
What's-
made some money. Binance made less.
It's about trust, right?
exactly it makes you question
Your
what question-
browser shouldn't be doing that to your URL, changing your URLs.
But like, I just didn't think it was that big a
That's-
deal.
yeah.
I mean, it's just trust, right?
Like, if they were handing over
the users are
data-
losing money.
If they were like handing over data on the users to Binance, I'd be like, okay, fair enough.
But it sets a bad precedence for a browser to be doing that.
I know, but it's just,
Especially Brave that has like this, this picturesque type reputation to an extent,
to an extent.
Well, they are in crypto. They are in crypto. So
Yeah.
that's to the extent part.
But I always liked Brendan Ike, who was like, why did you do an ICO? It's like, well, no one would give us free crypto to give away.
At least he's honest.
It's a good response, yeah.
Fair enough. I get like $50-100 of Brave donated to me every month, like, in Uphold. It all just gets converted straight to Bitcoin.
It might be him until now. Until he's
Like my thing has always been like, why didn't they just give Bitcoin as the reward for participating, right?
Because they pre-mine a bunch of the bat themselves to give away as donations.
They don't want to give away their like real money.
No.
Yeah, but what I'm saying at this point, okay, I get it to like kickstart things, but at this point, why couldn't they?
They should
You know
just
what I mean?
flip,
Like-
they should just flip to Bitcoin.
Well, now that they have a token, they have to have a use for it, right? They can't just like create this token and say, oh, it's not used anymore because we're just going to use Bitcoin.
Well, maybe you could. What stops a project from doing that? Other than obviously it would suck to be a project lead and have to deal with the criticism. But could a project do that if they realized they fucked up? They weren't breaking securities laws because could they just say we're banning our token now? Bitcoin's going to work on our app. Like, could it happen? Like what?
Sure. I think some
Token holders
projects
don't
do
have
But
recourse.
why would they do that?
Yeah, they don't really have an incentive. I don't know. You get a bunch of Bitcoiners to use your thing, but
Well, I mean, you also have to realize those projects hold themselves like tons of their own tokens, so they don't want
Yeah.
to like hurt the price of their own tokens. So,
yeah, they're not incentivized.
But you know what they could do? They can have like an auto buy or self, or I guess it'd be an auto sell functionality, auto conversion functionality, where any bat that you earn, you auto convert it to Bitcoin.
Why
That
do
wouldn't be
that?
that hard at all.
Mine goes into this uphold address.
they
And then
wouldn't
you-
want to do that because then that puts sell pressure on that.
Yeah, they still wouldn't want to do that.
That would
Unless
be-
they're buying it. Why don't they? But they could just buy it.
Why would they buy it? They have like 1 million of
They
them.
have enough. They're trying to get rid of their coins.
They-
Well, that's you know, for them it could potentially be a way of market making almost on their own coin too. Right?
Yeah, it's interesting. I would love to see an experiment like that from a token.
Well, it obviously has a use. You can even look at things like Lolly and Stormex and some of those other projects where you earn Bitcoin for spending money at Amazon or whatever.
And those are cool and Fold as well. You can earn sats. They're all about the Million Sats Club.
It catches on too. People like it. I'm curious to see how much Brave made off this now. Binance Brave.
made off of their tokens.
Have the Queen.
I mean, how much Brave made off their ref?
Oh, can you actually tell?
No, I can't, but I imagine someone's dug it up.
I don't think that's public though, right? It's not something Binance just shares with anyone.
Sometimes they share their top refs. I wonder how many people use Brave.
That wouldn't be a top ref.
You don't think so?
You think any big traders are going to use Brave for trading?
I don't know.
Sign up with Brave. You know, the first time that you sign up with Binance
That's true.
is this week.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, it won't be a top ref. It was a dumb move on their part. They probably made like a few $100s and they're getting criticized like crazy on Twitter. And
Oh, that's brutal.
I mean, that's why they quickly like removed that because it was just dumb.
Can't wait to talk about the Ethereum Grayscale Trust.
Talk
What's
about
Ethereum?
it. What do you think?
I think it's the most, I can't make heads or tails out of it. I don't literally have any idea how anybody could, could even consider putting money into it. How can anybody invest into that? And there's smart money. There's millions and millions of dollars of smart money in that thing. I don't get it. Somebody has to explain it to me.
I don't know what smart money is anymore.
Aren't they contributing?
That's
Can't they contribute their own ETH the same way they contribute Bitcoin to earn a share? So, and then that's represented the same as a share is. Like if you contribute ETH, I think however much ETH you invest in the fund with ETH gets converted into shares. So you could be the smartest investor in the world, move your ETH in there, and then sell for the premium, is how I understand it. I guess, I don't know. Maybe there's some people that have restrictions on what they can buy. That's the only way they can get exposure. I'm not sure.
Isn't it like a 700% premium or something ridiculous?
I think at least 700%. It was
At least
very high.
700%. Yeah, I think it's more than that.
Unbelievable.
I think Binance's or Bitcoin's, pardon me, is pretty high as well. At least 30%.
That ain't 700 or 800.
Is it still 700 now? That's
Oh
pretty
yeah,
crazy.
over.
Makes no sense.
I literally can't figure it out.
Like who would it be? Like obviously it's like not the actual individual, but what type of person would fit that mold or company would fit that mold?
Well, there's massive funds in this thing with tens of millions of dollar positions.
I'm just thinking about that flow, right? Like how did that deal go down? Or how are those deals going down? Like what are they being told, you know?
Oh, look at Luke.
It's a nice bet, Luke.
Yeah, it's a nice bet, Luke.
Yeah.
PA was 400. Got
First
it.
all in.
Got to throw it in the middle.
Oh, man.
Ed, fire in early.
No, right?
Plus,
If
I think
call if I call, it's gonna show me the nuts here.
You're running out of time. You might want to click the time bank.
If I fold, he's probably gonna tell me he's bluffing me.
Yeah, you can call that.
Wait, you said if you fold, say you're bluffing? Nah,
I said that if I fold, you're probably gonna tell me you're bluffing me, and if I call you,
Never had
No.
the 7.
show me the nuts.
I had close to the nuts. I had a Jack Queen. I did not have a full house. I had a straight. Got there
Okay.
at the end.
Yeah, I told you Luke would admit whatever he's playing with. He usually tells it ahead of time.
I mean, my screen is being recorded. Besides the little blue things above my cards, so I could prove it.
Okay,
Well.
Did you cover it up well this time?
Unless it's against
Because I
Charlie,
didn't
then I just randomize what I have.
All right.
You go get
Oh.
Twitter.
Light sighting.
Okay.
Hey Peter, did you read what they sent out today about Quadriga, the SEC?
Yeah, I
Kevin?
did. I did. Yeah, I did. I mean, like,
And what'd you think?
well, it's nothing we didn't really already know, right? It's just confirming suspicions. But I think it's I mean, I don't want to say too much about our research, but it's almost like what their conclusions are. Ours are similar, but on a bigger scale or a longer time frame.
Charlie, what happened there? What was the move?
Just a bad all-in.
It is really hard to let go of pocket pairs, especially when they're like nice numbers. I won't tell you my lucky number just so you don't know which pocket pair I never let go of, but when I see my lucky number, that's it.
Go on, bringing it home. Wow, this would be a nice time for your ace king of hearts there, Crystal.
The last hand was a nice time for it.
Yes, way better time than I had with my ace.
Does anyone listen to the New York Times podcast Rabbit Hole?
Oh, it's so good.
So good.
This is so good.
Oh man, like I listened to the first one, I was like, this is okay. The second one, I went from 2 to 8 in about 30 hours. Just
Really?
I've
Just
only heard
click
this before. I need to catch up on them.
so good.
I've never listened to it. What's it all about?
It's kind of like a history of almost like, would you say it's fair to say it's like a history of the various phases the internet's gone through in terms of
Yeah, like they had a couple episodes that were dedicated to like the algorithm on YouTube and how it's like really messing with like the masses and like puts them in these bubbles where they in these rabbit holes that they go into and they kind of just like I think they followed a story of a guy who went from being liberal to an extreme conservative.
Really?
And then back again.
And back to being a liberal again. And his like journey,
And then
like
back
he's
again?
getting fed videos based on what he was looking at, like the way the algorithm would work. It would just keep showing him like videos that like triggered his fears and just confused the hell out of him.
Dragged him down the kind of Stefan Molyneux and Lawrence Southern rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Of racism, basically. But it covers a lot of stuff, and the way it links a whole bunch of things together is just it's really fucking insane. Like the connection. I know I'm not going to ruin it for you. It's just so worth listening to.
Yeah.
Family call. Oh, family fold.
I need something new to listen to be honest. Someone recommended. What was it? Someone recommended today.
You should listen to what Bitcoin did. It's pretty good.
Ah, shit. Fucking
I
boring.
hate the host though. Charlie, he's such an asshole.
The fucking tool.
Most of the time.
Peter, you should check the portal if you haven't. I'm telling you that Weinstein. Some of those episodes are wild. Not a fan.
I like listening to him being interviewed by Rogan.
Yeah, I see.
I'm not as much of a fan of him interviewing other people. It's not like I dislike him in any way. I just someone like Rogan can tame him and like can navigate him. And when I listen to him, he kind of get. It's not I don't like it. It's like I mean I did listen to one good one. Someone recommended "Wind of Change."
I don't know it.
About the fall of the Berlin Wall. Apparently, it's very. Oh, sorry, fuck.
Good song.
Scorpions.
Yes, it is.
The stream might have some for you. No,
Can navigate him. But Balaji's on the latest Weinstein one, isn't he? I interviewed Eric Weinstein's brother Brett about what happened at the college he was working at. Do you know that story?
Just
yeah.
Just from the episode.
That fucking insane.
It is.
Evergreen
How
College.
long ago was that?
What?
A
When it
while
happened?
ago, I
Or
think.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
I think more than that. I think it was almost more than 10 years ago, right?
Really?
I think it went on for a while.
Oh no.
Just hold up. Oh,
2008.
That was so hard.
But it's almost like a lens into what's really happening now.
I need to research more about it. I don't know enough.
A little bit of a family action here.
That's definitely a family pot.
All right. Family pot, I'll check it.
Yeah.
I'll check it down.
Your aces, huh?
What do you guys think of the $1 million in Ethereum fees that happened this past week?
Twice.
It was 2.5, right?
Wait, what
2.5
happened?
million?
I don't know
Someone
what the
sent
total is.
like
At
a
least
dollar
2 million.
transaction. Yeah, and it was like a couple $1 million in fees they paid for it.
I think they're making Udi's job easy.
So I
I
thought
don't
it
need
was
to do anything anymore. Just do it.
Is this could never happen on Tron.
It really couldn't.
It hasn't so far. So
I'd love to see a lot of posts from Toronto about this in the coming days.
Did anyone see the thing, the Zoom meeting with 9 people that went around on Twitter today?
oh my gosh,
No,
it's
that?
madness.
No, I
Oh
wasn't.
man! Like I could barely watch it. It was so painful. Some dude,
That was staged. There's no way.
I don't know. They were panicking.
Crystal, that's what I thought too. I thought that
There's no
that looked a
way.
little fake. It's so
Why
hard to
would you go
tell though.
back to the computer.
I
Do you
don't
guys
know.
know? You have to tell him. I'm not going to tell him, Peter. You can tell him.
So basically, he goes out the room, comes back, and starts knocking one out in front of the camera. But you don't see his dick because he sat down. It's just like he's watching a porno and forgot to turn off his Zoom. But I don't know. They
Oh
look
my
really
goodness.
fucking embarrassed.
He like
brings
double.
the
Yeah.
And but it's too staged. Like, why would he come back? He's ditching a work meeting, and forgets to turn off the camera.
Work meeting to jerking off. That's an interesting
Around.
transition.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Dude.
It just seemed really staged. It seemed like an attack on Zoom.
I mean, Zoom are fucking out of themselves enough already.
Yeah, it was tough to watch. He double clicked his camera, so he thought he switched it off, and immediately it popped back on.
Yeah, it was like an off-on moment.
Man.
Why would you take that level of risk anyway?
These are the thrills we seek now in the digital age.
Ugh.
They just need a feature that if it sees your toilet or something that's risky, it just auto shuts off your camera.
Maybe YouPorn was the only, his computer was the only way to access it, so he had to keep the Zoom in the background.
Oh man. He said, he's like, I have to hop on another call. I'm gonna hop out of this meeting.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
For real?
He said
That's the
he said
best
I'm not
thing.
on this account or something. Said something so work related, like he actually had to go.
He didn't exit the meeting. That's the thing that doesn't make sense. If you're, usually you'll turn off the camera and just kind of pretend you're there.
I gotta
Just
break off.
forgot.
I gotta break off a spreadsheet real quick.
Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly.
That's what they meant when they said spreadsheet.
Luke and Scott battling again tonight.
I know.
hello.
So far, he's gotten the better of it.
All right. For some reason, I'm believing you. I'm gonna go ahead and lick my wounds from that one.
Scott, you fold? That's shocking.
I'm not winning. I try to fold.
Good strategy.
It's a good strategy.
strategy.
I'm using that
Great strategy.
whenever I can.
Some aggressive fold.
It's like bullish selling.
True.
It was a family pot almost, yeah.
Make it a big family pot.
Oh, that's out of line right
Ah,
there. Come
you're-
on.
That was-
Come on.
So
That's out of
expected, Ed.
line.
So expected.
I saw that coming.
I think everyone's got to call this.
I can't help myself.
Mine was only good enough to limp in. That's what the guy said on the Zoom today.
Oh.
I didn't watch that far.
Oh man, it just was so. I mean, now everybody has to watch it, but I think that was the point. They're making a viral video for whatever the purpose is. I don't know what it was promoting, but
I'm gonna give Luke some more money, I guess.
No, checking.
I almost don't want to show my hand.
Ace high. Neither of us.
Come on.
Neither of us.
Wow.
I can't believe.
Come on.
What a 6-2. Can't even give us a family pot with 6-2. 4, my bad. Holy Ed.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
I finally got
Get in the
one.
data bank.
The hands are fun to win with.
If it was a 7-2, I would have respected it. The old 7-2. What was that the first week? I still can't get over that. I think Charlie just shoved all in full stack with the 7-2. Try to get it.
Charlie Shrem, right?
Yeah. It was awesome.
And he got called.
He did get called.
That's when
By
you
like
know that
King
you
High.
have a lot of Bitcoins to play with. Wow.
Oh,
Big,
come on,
big,
man.
Big pot.
It's only a half pot.
Yeah, it's not that.
Yeah.
It's a pretty normal.
I have an ace 10, and I'm gonna fold the.
Interesting.
What are you putting him on?
Did you open that, Chris? You opened this pot? Oh, this
Nope,
is so
Charlie did.
disgusting. I don't know that. I think you. I don't know. I think you shoved there with nines, ace 9. I don't know.
I
Ace
think he
king.
bluffed you.
What is that?
Ah,
Ace king. Yeah.
Ace king.
You're not getting that in there with anything worse than mine.
Good fold.
Well, I re-raised Charlie on the flop, right? I could have done that
Yeah.
easily with pair nines too, but
Yeah.
definitely
Damn.
not with ace nine.
Almost took all my money.
Good fold.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't do that too often. You know, I like
I'm
to.
surprised you folded that.
I know. I just love to mash that
I'm
call
shocked.
button.
When you said ace 10, I was about to say something, and I didn't want to fuck anything up. I should have though.
Yeah, no, I don't win there much. I'm looking at this Ethereum transaction. The first one was on Thursday. A sender sent $86,000 worth of Ether, transaction fees of 2.6 million, and then the guy who did it again was the same sender, the same address. He sent $130 of ETH and paid another $1 million in fees.
So it's not a swap between fee and amount, because the amount was pretty high too, right? The first one.
The initial
80,000.
amount was 86,000, but then the interesting point, this is from the block, they said that that address sends out a transaction every 1 minute or so.
Ooh.
So that's like either an application or I don't know, a liquidity provider, I
An
guess.
exchange.
For a DEX, yeah, an exchange maybe. Like what exchange function would pay out something every minute?
Well, not pay out, but just send.
Nah, I ain't got anything.
It's pretty
I mean,
weird.
if there's
It can
like,
make-
if it's an
it can make
exchange that has
sense
a lot of
exchange
people
both, you know?
withdrawing, then they can do every minute transactions every minute for withdrawals.
Or they could just be wash trading. Just saying it's a different, you know what I mean? Different
Yeah.
wallets on the exchange that they run.
It's a pretty big screw up.
Is
But
there?
why twice?
That's what it made me think that it could be like intentional. Like, what's the benefit? Someone said money laundering, but like, what could someone profit from that? Like, if you ran a miner, I don't know. Like,
Yeah, that's pretty bad way to money launder, because even if you like give the transaction yourself to a miner, or if you're yourself a miner,
yeah,
there's a good well, not a good chance, but there's a lot of incentive to orphan your block and steal your transaction,
okay,
because it's so much money, right? So they'll like miners will just mine off of your previous block, and now that your transaction is public, they can just mine your transaction and take your fees.
so it's like too much risk to make that worth it.
Yeah,
That's
and
weird.
even if there is no risk, you're drawing attention to it. Right?
Chris,
Yeah.
if I add more chips, do I put it in the? What do you want me to do? Put it in the comments.
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Just, announce it and then throw it in the comments.
Oh, Ed.
Am I the only person that did not realize you can send an ETH transaction that has more fees than the total value of the transaction?
Nope.
That's
Ed.
crazy.
Ed.
We can do that for pretty much every single coin.
I did not know that.
I feel like
What about, I mean, there are a lot of coins now that have no transaction fees. It's kind of nice.
Ed, what's going on here? Why are you doing this to us?
To maximize the pain for one of us.
I have a feeling why you're doing it.
I have a feeling, but
But wasn't there a mining pool that stopped the transaction both times as well? The Ethereum transaction.
These two were mined by different people, I think.
But I remember reading something that was. Let's see what it was.
crippling.
Missed your flush.
Luke, what'd you have there?
Nice.
He missed his flush.
I don't even want to talk about what I had. I didn't have a flush draw.
I had 5.
The 10 was a bad card for me. Ed, what was one of your cards? What did you have?
4.
A 4?
4, you said?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can
Man.
believe Ed.
If you had a 4-5, that would make sense.
I had quads.
Come
Wait,
on.
wait, what?
I got a royal flush.
Hmm.
Classic Peter with the every time. I love it. Ugh.
Sometimes I'm looking at Twitter when I do that.
I didn't see this story either. There's new news out of Quadriga.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Ontario securities regulator claims Ponzi scheme.
That's what I mentioned to Peter earlier.
We already knew that. I'm doing a 6-parter on it, Luke, at the moment.
I know that's on the way, but
Yeah.
I'm hungry for the info now.
You're saying that Quadriga was a Ponzi scheme?
Mm-hmm.
By Ponzi scheme, meaning they didn't have enough coins to back their deposits, or like what? Or are we talking
He
about
was
something
chasing.
different?
So they lost whatever 14 million in a ETH bug, and
Wow.
that blew up to it being worth a lot more because the price.
How
of
much? 14? 14?
40.
1-4?
14, 1-4. But they had that because ETH went on a massive run, right?
Yeah.
So it ended up being worth a lot more. So I think it was like 90 million at the worst it was worth. So they were chasing their losses.
So they're running a fractional reserve. It's not really a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, it depends how you define it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a pretty standard definition of a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, but some people would say because he would be like,
I would
New
think all
money
banks. I would think all
pay off
banks.
the old.
What's that?
So that would make all Ponzi schemes.
I got a lot of outs here. Do I do it?
Oh, send it in there.
I mean, I've got to put it all in if I do it. I'm on both draws.
Do it.
Oh, go on, let's do it.
Watch him have like quad sevens.
I'm on
That'd be amazing.
Make sure you get the
I'm on both draws with two
Flavor action
sevens.
here.
in 60 cards.
That's
Unbelievable.
Oh man,
amazing.
Wow.
Wow.
that is so nasty.
Unbelievable.
Chris, man.
That's the Peter Luck I remember from 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
Oh,
my
dude, fuck, that
gosh.
hand 2 weeks ago, I hit.
Wow.
And I had a queen.
I
So that
know.
of you hitting the overpair.
Oh my
That's really
gosh.
some nerve, Peter.
Yeah, but you say that. I had a lot of. I had like what 14, 15 outs there.
He had a lot of outs,
Queen
given that
six.
you didn't have anything.
Oh my gosh.
had like 15 hours.
Seriously, I want 5% of Peter's luck.
Wow, what luck. Fucking Peter.
Sorry, dude.
Whew.
I won that hand with a straight, but the draw wasn't worth all those chips.
I can't believe you turned over a king queen.
Well, I was trying to get off the hand. Like, I didn't think you had a 7 after you called the.
Boy, Udi. Let's make it a family pot.
So Peter,
Almost.
Anyway, I'm going to
Honor-
bed. Cheers.
Quadriga, did he die or did he fake his death?
Yeah. I tell you, we're on
we-
record.
We have to
I'm
wait.
It's always on record.
We
No,
have
I'll
to wait.
tell you a little thing. I'll tell you what something interesting
Yeah.
that we're trying to work on as potential for the first show, because this doesn't give too much away, rather than tell you what I think. The
Yeah.
first episode is me trying to plan my own death, like
Oh,
trying to do
wow.
it, trying to get away with it. So that's not telling you what we think happened, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Cool.
That's interesting first episode.
Yeah.
I like that.
yeah, 'cause
That'll
we
be
found,
insane.
That's pretty
We
cool.
found some really interesting things.
So when is that gonna happen?
Well, so I think it's because we're probably going to try and pitch this one to BBC and Audible and etc. and try and get it bought. So
Yeah.
if it depends if it gets bought, I think it'll be a couple of months.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah,
That's pretty
Great.
cool.
That's a
we got
great
some.
angle.
Yeah, we got some really good. There's so much good content out there you can make. So many.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do a Coinbase thing as well.
What about Coinbase?
Well, they're just a bunch of cunts.
How much? What are they doing now that was really controversial?
Oh, selling the data to
The government.
Oh,
was it
Oh yeah,
DEA, right? I can't remember now. I
yeah,
think it was-
yeah.
7-2. Your
so you
magic.
realize like a bunch of people in Coinbase must have gotten in the boardroom and like collectively decided that was a good idea, right?
Yeah.
It's like
They've been doing that for a few years, in fairness.
Yeah, it was probably about to come out, so they just wanted to get in front of it.
Do you know how much we can make if we sell this data to the DEA? We can make a fortune. Whose idea was that?
Doesn't matter. People still buy 0x on our website.
I read up, guys.
Udi, what the fuck is 0x, by the way?
Man, I don't remember anymore. It used to be a thing.
No.
It's a decentralized exchange, of course.
Centralized exchange, right?
You hit your 7? It's pretty lucky.
Or had a jack the whole time.
Yeah, possibly. Kind of have to call to see. Nice hand.
Oop.
I put you on the 7.
Jack the whole time.
Big hand. Nice hand.
That is a nice hand.
Charlie took me out last time, so I feel like now we're on an even playing field.
What's that? Sorry?
You took me out last time. You had a good hand last time. I wasn't technically on that last game. It was Brock Pierce for that last hour.
Check down.
Yeah, just check it down. Chris, go ahead and check that. Is that a misclick?
Yeah, I meant to put 15. Sorry.
I'm out of there.
Peter, great. You're gonna catch it anyway.
Nice.
So
Yeah, just push all in.
I might as well.
Yeah, might as well.
Oh man. I'm gonna fold here.
Ooh.
And I had a jack.
Oh, I had a lot of queens.
I figured out the queen. That's pretty easy to fold.
I had 2 queens. In
Did you?
yeah, pocket queens.
I'm surprised you didn't re-raise the razor
Huh?
on the.
Yeah,
I'm surprised you didn't re-raise the razor pre-flop.
Queens is one of those hands that just gets me in a lot of trouble. Like, you know, I re-raise you and I take it to 100. I get 1 or 2 callers and the king or ace comes out. It's like, what the fuck do you do? I bet into it, get called. I like queens about as much as I like 10s or 9s.
Yeah.
A lot of checks going around here. All right. Five, 6, 7, 8, huh? I think this is gonna be my stack.
Who's gonna get block folioed?
Ooh.
Oh, those pocket pairs.
Damn.
Hard to get off them.
Yeah.
So nice when they're in your hand, you know?
Not that hard to get off that hand.
That's close though. I mean, that's
It's a tough call.
yeah,
Hold
that
my
is a
next
real.
call.
That is
Yeah.
that's what I was saying. That's probably the butt. That's probably the worst hand I call. I don't know. I think I'm losing there a ton. Calling ace jack.
I personally think you should fold.
Yeah, that's
You should have folded. That was a bad call.
in hindsight. What else do we got? Coinbase. I know there's already a little bit of Coinbase hate going on, but they're looking to list
Yeah.
not 17 new coins,
But a lot.
8 new coins, 18 new coins.
18, yeah.
That's
How many have they
very
got
nice.
already?
Why not?
What new ones is there to come?
They're just late, you know. There's so many that they missed in the last round.
But are they looking that on actual Coinbase or on Coinbase custody? Because they do a lot of listings on Coinbase custody.
Yeah, I
Actual
think they
Coinbase.
mean the actual Coinbase. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
actual Coinbase. So they're fine.
or the exchange and then
Coinbase, yeah.
like half the coins I've never even heard of, so it's kind of weird.
They just listed Dots, the Polkadot
Dots?
project.
Oh,
Gavin Wood's project, Polkadot.
Yeah.
It's been 2 years in the making. They did their token sale with a 2-year lockup.
Isn't that the one that casually lost $25 million and that's not a big deal?
That was his previous project.
Peter.
What was the previous project?
I think it was a little bit more
Let me
than
show you
that.
my hand.
you're talking about
Pardon?
the parody multi-sig
Oh,
bug,
the
right?
parity hat.
It was more like 30.
I think you have jack in your hand. And
Oh,
I
that's
have
right,
queen.
Charlie. It wasn't a hack, was it?
Nice.
Oh,
Queen.
Wow.
Wow.
See, that's the Peter McCormick I remember. That's a single
Well, he
time.
just gave a lesson about the
Things
queens.
about queens.
Every time you get queens or kings,
I'm surprised you called that with a king on the board.
they'll have aces.
I didn't
I'm
think
surprised
you
you called
king
that with
there.
the king. I would not have called that with the king on the board at all.
Well, you could have easily been making the move with nines, jacks, right?
How often do I bluff? How often do I bluff?
You've only done once.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not as often as that. Put it that way.
But at the same time, when you have 2,000, chips, and I have 400, it's pretty easy to, or 500. It's easy to just press, put the pressure on me.
We got a thing all night now that's going to go on.
Me and you tonight. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna be right.
Luke's got boring.
Raise your head up a little bit so I can see your cards and your glasses.
Stop taking my money.
Oh, you're in too, huh?
Nice. Fine.
Oh. You guys play tournament style.
What do you mean?
I can't raise less than that. That's the minimum I can raise.
Oh, I thought you had the straight.
Oh man. I
That
hope you
is
think I have the straight.
crazy.
Ooh.
That's tough. Ace king losing to ace queen. That's tough.
That's
Eight
tough.
queens are awesome. Just throwing it out there.
That's tough. Especially when the ace hits on the flop, it's like
Feeling
has to
pretty
be
good.
down. Yeah.
You're feeling pretty good.
Peter was just dogging queens, and then your pocket aces won the queens, so I get it. But I love the queens. I have to be one for the women,
Well, I'm just a misogynist poker player, really.
This is known.
Fuck those queens.
So Peter, are you guys getting any of the protests?
What, in Bedford? Yeah, there was a poster up in the park when I went jogging. That was about it. Now, apparently a few people did, but I was like, oh man, fuck it. It's different dynamics here. Like, people should definitely protest about important issues, but the dynamics of police and race are very different in the UK. And I think confusing them isn't helpful to anyone.
Right.
But I do think people should protest about things that are important to them. But there was some violence in London, but I could have told you who it was without even watching the cameras, and then you see the cameras and like, yeah, it's just a bunch of people in their 20s, late teens. I think just went for a scrap.
What are you guys doing?
What is wrong with you?
I didn't start that. It's someone else started that.
There's other,
What the hell are you guys
other
doing?
people at this table, not in this hand.
Look, when I wake up at Queens, I got to bump it up.
There you go. Oh, can't believe he preordained
Oh my
it.
gosh, Charlie!
I had to do it once.
Shit out of here.
You guys all did a pre-flop.
I'm out, dude. I'm out.
When you don't have a hand.
Lou,
Charlie.
I was just floating. I'm not gonna play this raise every.
I've seen a lot of poker. I've rarely ever seen that.
What?
Maybe the word is never.
Today
Today was the first time I've ever seen that in a game.
I'm not a winner there. Oh,
See, I raised with the best hand.
At least I have good hands out of the gate here.
I think that's my first win tonight, believe it or not.
Congrats.
Second win. Not having anything.
Luke, like usual, is quietly stacking sats.
some people buy grayscale shares, and I just try to stack my way.
Luke, are we
What's
going to
that?
talk about your outfit this week in your video?
What are you talking about? This shirt? You don't like
Not
my
the
shirt?
shirt. The in the what's it called? You're when you're rolling around on the floor.
A rash guard.
Excuse me, was what?
He was like rolling around on the floor with some other dude. No, when you're wearing like some sparkly unicorn leggings or something.
White leggings and a black rash guard.
No,
I think this calls for a screen share.
Check.
Here, Peter, pull it up. Screen share it up. Oh, that's right. I'm controlling. I have the stream here. No, I actually think you can screen share on Zoom.
No, it has to be the one running, I think.
No, it's
yeah, it's like
anyone can do it. I see the button. So
there's some
Anyone can
purple.
do it.
There's some blue. The brand is 10th Planet. It's the gym.
yeah, it looks like something my daughter would wear to the gym.
I got it. It was the Vitalik edition, and
It's the whole outfit. In fairness,
yeah, you wear it when you kind of wrestle around. I don't want to be touching other people. COVID's going around.
is it wrestling or jujitsu or what is it you do?
Yeah, jiu-jitsu, and then it keeps you clean, man.
Ari's going to be joining in a couple of minutes. Maybe Luke, if you want to put his
Oh, nice.
check up there.
Yeah, I thought you didn't like this shirt. I was gonna wear the shirt to Ronnie Scott's.
I like that shirt, man.
Let's see. I should have Ari's head in here.
Oh, Udi and Crystal going out all night as well.
Oh, so crystals. Wow. Strong.
Okay. For the hands here.
Damn.
Ooh, 2 pair over 2 pair. Tough one.
I didn't give up any more shit.
I don't think any of us like this turn card. Well, maybe you liked it a bit.
The weather just changed here so fast. Literally, it was like 90 degrees yesterday. Now it's like 45.
Whoops.
Nuts.
So I've seen there's like a big spread of COVID in Arizona, right? Does anyone know what's going on there?
I haven't seen any of the
I don't
news.
know.
Like a
What?
massive spike.
Just this week?
Yeah. Like
Do they also have a lot of protests?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I mean, people are getting within inches of each other. I don't see a lot of masks going on.
Yeah.
That's going to be really interesting what happens in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
I am feeling very grateful to be in Puerto Rico right now.
That was
We've had
going to be
some minor COVID, minor protests, peaceful protests with very few people. It's really nice.
A lot of straights there.
I knew Charlie was getting ready.
Charlie likes
My-
to fire. He
my
likes to
only
fire
move.
up in the pots.
What else can I do?
Because I'm always stealing.
Good bet.
I'm surprised you called the Rays, Ed, without the anticipation of him going all in. Like, what else are you going to do next time?
Well, you wanted to see if he hits it, right?
It's part of my strategy. I want to give him chips so I can win a big pot of them.
You're that
Calls
guy.
that's called advertising.
That's my strategy with Peter right now. I just gave him a bunch of chips, you know?
Setting them up.
Appreciate it, man.
No problem, man.
Tough times right now.
That's the guy that's won like a Bitcoin on this game in the last month.
Yeah, what the hell?
What a fucking...
Yeah, walks through a
He's the
10K in
worst.
3 hours. Tough times.
Peter, there was some new news this past week on everyone's best friend. Craig, what didn't he? Wasn't there some?
I love that intro.
I forget what it was, but
He's a lying cunt.
well, yeah. But didn't he lose some more some more cases somewhere this past week?
He loses everywhere.
Yeah.
Luke, what do you check raising there?
If you guess it right, I'll tell you. You get one guess.
Ooh, look at that.
Oh,
Wow.
You might get to see it. You might get to see it.
My decision for me.
Wow.
the shittiest part is, man.
Luke, what are you sitting on here? Give us some color.
Yeah,
You can pull that deuce, Luke.
I have to call, and it's because I think you have a queen.
You have 6 deuce.
You've got a 6 deuce.
He's got a 6 deuce. Oh shit.
You know, it's ridiculous. I have a 5-4, but it's a diamond.
Diamond?
I have 6 deuce. You should fold.
You can't call
diamonds.
that. I don't think you can call
Really?
5-4 diamonds. Too much variance.
If it's diamonds,
Too
I
high
think he's getting
variance.
the odds.
50 per,
I mean,
yeah, it's like
no,
50.
you're not getting the odds. You're not
You're not getting the
odds.
odds, you know that.
He,
but
he's
you
like over.
but you get in the action. Do it.
Gamble, gamble.
I did it earlier.
It's interesting as hell.
Ooh, wow, you have it.
Oh!
Wow.
There it is.
No, but it's a monster draw. It's
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 not a
monster
monster
draw.
draw.
50.
It is.
It is. Look at what.
No,
The
you're way,
three. What, you just had the
Luke,
three?
No, you're way
That's it.
behind.
Luke, you're way
Your
behind.
odds
Ask
weren't there
Charlie.
though.
Ask Charlie how far
31
behind.
odds.
70. You're like 70-30 behind.
Look, if I long
Yeah.
Bitcoin 100x and it works, the odds were there. Let's go.
You had what? You
That's
had
it.
13 outs.
Yeah,
You
13
were
outs
gonna
on.
fold as well.
13
Two
outs. That's better than 50%, man.
Yeah, it's like 52%. I mean, the worst would have been if he had 2 diamonds. Then I'm dead. I have the lowest flush, but I just don't think
Yeah.
he plays like that if he has a flush draw.
So
It's still
13
pretty.
outs, you
It's pretty
have, like,
insanely
40
lucky.
You have 48%. So, I mean, EV is there, but it's just high variance. Like, you
Yeah.
wouldn't play that
52%. 52%.
See, Luke, if he small re-raises like the flop, but then goes all in on the turn, you don't call the river out with that,
Wait.
do you?
Pete, I'd like to say my strategy is that mathematical, but it just isn't. You know, sometimes I have a couple of beers and I want to hit call.
But $1,000, you know,
I don't know.
you're not going to call $1,000.
$1,800.
Yeah. Yeah, that's $1,000 call on a flush draw, which is
Oh, he was getting the odds.
Yeah,
It was,
that's-
it was
that's
a
what-
perfectly
look,
valid call.
I'm with Udi. I think the odds are there. I think it's like 50-50. I have the diamonds. I don't think he has diamonds. I think he would have bet if he had diamonds. He didn't bet.
You had
Luke,
low
he
diamonds
had
though.
2 pair. He had 2 pair. You were dominated.
I said gamble.
It was a
It's,
horrible call. You were not pot committed.
I'm giving the fans what they want. All right.
Given that he won, it was a great call.
We got some
That was a good
viewers in
call.
here. We got
That was a good
28.
call,
We got
Luke.
some people
I
watching.
don't
They
care-
want to see
I don't
it.
care if you won. It's
Good
terrible
call.
We all wanted to see it.
I'm not calling anyone else tonight.
Believe me, it was exciting to watch.
Yeah, good poker is made out of bad decisions.
That hand was off.
That's a good point, Crystal.
I've never heard that, but I'll take it.
At this point, that you can have it. It's open source.
Wow. That's a magic card right there.
My goodness.
Yeah, that's nice. It's a sight for sore eyes.
I won't call that one.
I wanted to see a raise.
Luke, I'm
It's
surprised
not
you
gonna
called
be
that.
me though.
Called that
Right.
100%.
I'll show you
That
my
was a-
hand there.
That was a pretty big gamble.
You have a 3?
I made my
Nice.
one fold for the night against you, you know. Gotta gamble.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's 50-50. Sats are worth less today, so you know, it matters less. If we broke
That's
10K,
true.
I would have folded, but we didn't. So
This is a cheap
I know,
game.
we went the opposite.
yeah.
This is a cheap game.
Chris, what other timely topics are out there today?
Well, the Winklevoss twins are making a movie about their book that they did.
Bitcoin Billionaire? Yeah, with Ben Mesrick.
Correct. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, like, the book was, awesome in terms of how entertaining it was. But you look at, the track record of like The Social Network, which I would argue is one of the best kind of movies of that genre in the last, while.
I loved it.
You got to get the director right. They got Fincher.
Yeah.
Like
Sorry, say that again.
You've got to get the right director for it. They got Fincher to make that movie, and he's pretty much not made a bad movie.
Mhm.
I even think Alien 3 is good. It's his first film when people think shit.
I loved Alien 3.
I loved Alien 3, but it got panned. Have you ever watched the documentary about the making of it?
No,
It's quite good.
Alien 3 was awesome in the theaters.
Yeah,
I thought, yeah.
I loved it, but it got
Like-
panned.
Yeah, but I mean, reviewers, right? So.
Well, they struggled with the script a lot, and they kept changing the script over and over.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's a documentary about it. It's worth watching because that was Fincher's first film because he was making like 9 Inch Nails videos and shit before that. But if you get a shit director, it'll be a shit film.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Fincher is awesome. What else did he make? That was like Seven, Fight Club. Yeah, just amazing, great
He did
movies.
Fight Club, didn't he?
Wow. Yeah, those
Yeah.
are some awfully good movies. You're right.
Yeah.
He did the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo as well, didn't he?
I don't know. He also did Zodiac, which I thought was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome, Ari.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome, Ari.
Hey, Ari.
Hello, hello.
He did Gone Girl 7.
Yeah.
So, Ari, to give you an overview of what's happened thus far, a lot of people got lucky on the river. And that's why Peter and Luke have the most chips. I don't know what else to say. That's what's happened in the last hour and a bit.
Oh, also,
No
Ari, if you pay attention to Udi's sunglasses, you can see his cards. But you have to look very close.
Look deep into Ari's or Udi's glasses. You can see him.
Hey, Ari has glasses too.
That's true. It's actually never occurred to me whether someone could see a reflection. Maybe that's why I don't do better than I do.
Did you give the hair a chop, Ari?
I did. Yeah. I literally just used a beard trimmer and it
Nice.
shows, I'm sure.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
for you,
no,
man.
for real. For
It
real.
looks very classy.
Thank you. No, but quarantine haircut, who cares?
I flew to Miami and got a proper haircut. It was great.
Charlie.
Well,
What's up?
clearly Scott
Charlie,
cares.
can we see
That's
your
the
hair?
answer to that.
Sorry, that was me.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, this is my quarantine hair. I just wear a hat every day now.
Atta boy, Chris. That'll get rid of all of them.
I don't know. I've been watching what hands you guys come in on with these raises.
Pretty weak, right?
Yeah.
Crystal talking some smack here.
I'm just saying, now my 7-3 is looking good.
Great.
No, I don't know Ed well enough yet. I don't know if I can be in a pot with you at this stage.
Oh, come on.
Bada bing, bada boom. Oh, now that Ari's here, I'll bring it up again. Ari, can you give? Oh shit! I'll wait. Decision time.
Ari, you've missed a couple all-ins. This is, welcome. You have one now.
Yeah, we're an hour in, or more than an hour in. I'd be surprised if there weren't a few.
Potentially be my third all-in. For that reason, I think I'm beat here.
For that reason, you think you're beat?
My second or my third.
I think I'm beat here.
We got Chris and Charlie as the short stacks. As
Short
it should
stack.
be. As it should be. Hey, compared to everyone else.
I've been bleeding for the last 40 minutes. Had a nice little start.
Which account are you, Scott?
Oh, bits and bits.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
No worries. I knew everyone except for you and Crystal. So it was,
There you go.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm trying to understand the Grayscale Ethereum Trust. Can you please help me understand what the hell is going on there?
You mean the crazy premium?
Yes. How
Oh,
is
I mean, it's same as in the Bitcoin one. People literally don't know what they're buying. They just assume that they're paying the fair price. It's literally that simple.
including these funds? I mean, there's
Well,
major
no.
funds with
Well,
large.
no, but no. So what funds are doing is they're contributing into the closed-end funds, and they're not paying a premium. So the way it works is you can make an in-kind contribution or just give them the cash equivalent. They give you a piece of paper that says you own the trust, but you can't do anything with it for 6 months for a GBTC or a whole year for ETH. After that time's over, you can then sell your shares on an exchange. So right now, there's almost no one who can sell their ETH. There's a lot of people who put money in the fund, but they have to wait 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months until they're able to sell the ETH.
Got it.
Yeah.
That I couldn't understand. Like I get retail buyers, throwing money into something that they don't get.
Yeah.
But that helps. That thing has been driving me crazy.
Yeah, no, so look, a lot of funds are making that bet that in 6 months or whatever you see a year for ETH, that there'll still be a premium, and then and you could hedge it. You could give that ETH to Grayscale, you go short ETH, and then you're just betting on the ETH versus ETH premium in a year.
That's my favorite hat of the night, Luke.
I really need a Grayscale hat and a Grayscale endorsement at this point, I think.
Exactly. Yeah, thank you for helping me understand that. It's been driving me nuts for the past 2 weeks.
Well, Ari, what's been on your mind this week? Just throw a little chatter out there. What do you think we should talk about?
I don't know. This has been kind of a quiet week in crypto land. Plenty going on outside of crypto, of course, but
Racism land.
yeah. I mean, plenty of other stuff going on, but
Big shit.
This has been a week of charity contributions like nothing we've seen in 2020. If you look at the number of contributions on platforms like GoFundMe, all of the campaigns are going absolutely crazy. I was watching one campaign they tried to raise like $5 million. They raised 20 and they put on their website, please don't donate to us anymore. Donate to these other causes. It's insane.
Gosh.
Really?
The main
That's great.
Black Lives Matter campaign from Act Blue, I think, which is the Democratic Party, raised 20 million in one day, 19 million in the next day. I mean, it's just out of control in terms of the money that's being donated. And I only know this because I run a foundation, Integro Foundation, with Brock Pierce and others, and we're partnered with Binance Charity. And it's really important to us to watch the flow through of money into the hands of the people that need it. And I'm really concerned that Black Lives Matter is a hashtag that's being sort of exploited for donations. And many of these organizations have no such thing as transparency. So, our ethos is use blockchain for tracking and take crypto donations so that you can show the entire end-to-end, pathway for how your donation is spent. But this is a big topic. I think the blockchain community could address it in a big way.
Chris, you're probably going to like that. And I don't know if you saw this. There was a post, I believe it was from the FTC. I don't want to quote them wrong, but they said if an organization asks for donations in cryptocurrency, then it's a scammer. Like it's a scammer. That's how scammers ask for money. I don't know. It was some official regulating body was pretty much saying, don't do that, which I thought was pretty wild.
Crazy.
It's
Well, in
unbelievable.
reality, the organizations taking crypto largely are the most transparent and put your donation to work more than anyone.
Yeah. Trying to find the screen grab. Someone tweeted it out.
Yeah, Binance Charity has the entire pathway of your crypto because they also pay other charities in crypto. Integro hasn't gotten there yet because most of the small charities, like we've done 42 now, most of them can't take crypto. They're like, please, we need fiat. So it's difficult. You see it exchanged out, but we open up our books, and I think everyone should, because a lot of people emotionally donate, and that's what's happened this week. There's been a lot of donations made in the name of a cause, but hopefully all that money goes towards it.
Yeah, this reminded me of a project I hadn't talked to or thought of in a really long time. Back in 2017, I think I was called an advisor, but I didn't really do meaningful work for Pinkcoin, which was run by actually a former pro poker player, Danny. I'm blanking on his last name. I don't know if you guys know him. I thought it was actually a pretty cool idea and the premise was not that you need a tech solution. It wasn't a tech solution. It was basically, hey, we're a community that wants to gather and do charitable things. And so staking rewards would automatically go to voter selected charities. It wasn't really a solution for transparency. It was more just a crypto community that wanted to use crypto tech, including voting, for charitable causes. And I remember defending them. Oh, I don't want to interrupt a big hand here.
What's Udi got here? Like a fucking ace 3 or an ace 7?
It's always the 7-3.
I had an ace queen. I think I was beat. Yeah, I think I was beat there. What'd you have there, Udi? You're gonna tell me?
You want me to?
Yeah, I think you had A7 or an A3. That wasn't a bluff.
I had a 7.
You had A7.
Just a 7.
Ace 7
Just
and a 3.
7.
I'm sorry.
No.
I wasn't planning on saying anything.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Wow.
If you did, you got me off a good hand. Because that was like put you all in, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any charities that are run as DACs? Does anybody have governance down yet? Like I'm still waiting to find a good DAC that actually runs really well.
What's a DAC?
I was going to ask the same thing.
Decentralized autonomous community or company, decentralized autonomous company. So a decentralized organization that runs on a system of governance largely modeled with the use of tokens so that you can designate the people who are running the project.
Haven't heard of any.
Did Pinkcoin used to do that? Or was Pinkcoin, you probably know better.
So there was voting, but it was just via staking.
Oh, okay.
It was, I believe, a DPoS system. Oh God, I'm forgetting the name of the platform.
I know I straddled.
And I've got a hand.
Oh, gotta play.
Gotta play.
Welcome to the game.
Someone distract him. Keep asking.
Yeah, keep asking questions.
What was the what was that platform again?
I'm totally blanking. They ICO'd in 2017. They were one of the better, bigger ones. And they're a platform for governance.
How did I know you were going to do that, Luke? How did I know you were going to do that?
Sorry, my camera died. I'm putting in a new battery.
Ari's Aragon?
You can't see
Yeah,
his name.
Aragon.
That's a good excuse.
Blanking on the name.
No, it really did. Hold on. I got to grab the battery. 1 second.
Yeah. So you look at where Aragon's at currently. It's still pretty experimental for any more complex functionality. The experiments are great, but I would be a little concerned. I would hate to see a DAO scenario, like the initial DAO hack scenario, but with charity funds. I mean, we're seeing so many hacks in DeFi, or not hacks, but just buggy smart contracts, all that.
Chris, you should have bet $5.
I would hope that people would keep to the kind of oldest, most like trusted,
right?
Crypto tech.
What Bitcoin?
Bitcoin's great, but some of the features we're talking about, it doesn't. You can use Bitcoin in maybe, but
To be fair, nothing does the features that you're talking about. Bitcoin does and nothing else doesn't either. Just to be. Some projects talk about it. Some projects talk about it, but.
That's why I'm asking, has anybody successfully done this? We have a DAC and testnet right now for Sense because we're intending on giving 40% of the tokens to the community to govern, but it's very difficult. It's an extremely difficult process. But DPoS is the closest thing that we have, I think.
Yeah.
You have Google Forms. You can vote. You can register votes.
You can vote, and you do things like proposals. So people post a proposal. Let's say a developer who wants to do something in the network, and you have voting, but it's just really difficult. I don't think any system has.
I had Ace King suited there.
Oh,
I'm glad that your raise was warranted.
That was tough.
This is a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good effort.
Good one, man.
Not much.
Wow, you got everybody in that hand too.
I straddled and everyone joined in. I was sitting here just loving it.
I looked at Ace King suited under the gun, had to call.
I don't know, Luke. I wouldn't have wanted that many callers with ace.
No, that's a lot of callers.
That was a lot of
Especially with the 8-8 on the flop.
You got out.
Yeah.
True.
I'm down to gamble tonight.
Yeah.
Chris,
All right, I'm in again.
It's actually a good bet there, Chris. You had the draw too.
But it's a bad night here, guys. Come on. I don't even think I had the draw, Luke.
It wasn't a very good draw.
Oh, I had the 9. My
Yeah,
bad,
it was a
my
gut
bad.
shot.
You had 4 outs. It was tough.
Yeah, that wasn't a good move on my part, but I didn't think you had an overpair.
I would probably play ace king the same way.
No, you wouldn't. Not into that field. Not to that many callers. Unless you had the flush draw on the flop.
Yeah. I
don't think you play. Into that big a field? I don't think so.
Well, you probably would have done over half pot then.
Yeah.
On the flop.
I'll believe it when I see it, Luke.
Quarter of a pot.
You missed it, Ari. They didn't like my. What did I shove earlier? 5-4 suited is a flush draw. It's a fun hand.
You called all in, right?
Called all in. 5-4. 5-4 diamonds.
You had the inside straight as well.
Yeah. It's iffy. It's like 49, 50%. I don't know.
That was embarrassing.
48, 50, 52.
It's not embarrassing if it works.
Just fucking dishonest to do that to someone.
Value betting the 9, aren't you? I have to pay it off.
I am definitely value betting my 9.
Yep, there it is. Okay.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Great, Ari.
That is damn good.
It wasn't a lot of money, so it was good call just to see. I have to take it where I can. I've been running some bad luck recently.
Scott, that was an aggressive fold. Folded to a 2x raise in the big blind. Just had 10 more chips to call.
Oh yeah. I'm sitting on nothing. Haven't seen a card in 30 or 35 hands. Just limiting damage, waiting for the cards to turn.
Charlie's always sneaking a little bet here on the turn.
Always?
So it seems.
Well, look, you're in every hand, so you get to see everyone doing their thing.
Just for this round. Just for this orbit. 5, 6, 7, 8. Could have a 9. Oh, he does have the 9. I had the 4.
Nines are going well for you.
Yeah.
That's painful.
Straight flush draw. That's always fun.
Yeah.
I had a straight flush playing Poker Stars VR a
Nice.
couple days ago.
VR.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
Does it do any
What's the-
special animations when that happens, or?
No, but you get a special achievement that's like very rare.
They need a full tactical suit for VR to feel like you're in the Taj Mahal in Atlantic City in like 2003 with the grimy poker chips with the dirt coming off on your hands and
The grind
cigar
is-
stains all over the felt.
They have some pretty cool rooms actually. That's a pretty fun game.
So Taj Mahal had the best poker. It was a great room, but just terrible in terms of like it was just run down.
Yeah.
But great action. I used to go there when I was in college every once in a while from Philadelphia.
I still got to get hooked up on that VR. Poker
cool,
would be
man.
sweet if we could. I don't know how I'd stream that though. Like, does the Oculus hook up to the computer? Could you?
Yeah,
stream
you
it that
can
way?
you can cast what you see.
Okay. That'd be pretty
Udi, have
wild.
you got the Udi on the Oculus? Have you got that walk the plank thing at the top of the building?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
can't do it.
How fucking bad is that?
I mean, the best is if you can get an actual plank and put it on the floor.
I still can't step off it. I can barely step out of the elevator.
Really?
Yeah, I really struggle with it.
Udi, how do you align the plank so it's exactly straight with the what you see?
Well, you have someone align it for you, and then you put it on and do it. You can't
I
do it
see.
alone.
Yeah. I never got that game, if it's even called a game.
It's just to shit you up, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Oculus is out of stock. Udi, I think it's your fault. It's your Bitcoin.
got mine on
Beauty
eBay.
fault.
Could be.
It's a great little device actually. It's
I know you hit that.
They really did a good job with it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, 64 gigs in stock. Do I need the 64 or the 128?
64 is
64
fine.
is enough.
64 is fine.
Yeah. Is it shipping soon?
Yeah, I think you earned an Oculus Quest in this game so far.
Do you have a ref link? Should I use the Brave browser or are we good? Let me switch to Brave. Switch to
Well
Brave
done.
real
Well
quick.
done.
I'll tag them.
Nice. Nice.
Could make some money. That'd be...
I really hope Brave takes off. I could see it as being a home base for new crypto users. Like someone says, how do I get involved with crypto? I can imagine if they execute well in a year, you could be saying, oh, well, first download Brave, and then they have integrated wallet support for all the big coins. They have exchange support integrated. Block Explorer's already hotkeyed.
Mhm.
Could be a great portal for the next bull run.
I still have not used it.
It's a good browser. I use that as one of two.
I've used it a few times. I don't use it often. That's for sure.
What's the yield if you're browsing all day every day for almost 10 hours a day? Like what can you make in BAT tokens?
Fuck
No
all.
idea.
Like $1, maybe.
You make tokens from browsing?
I don't know what I mean. You have to make tokens for something.
You get tokens for getting served
For
ads.
ads.
But I've
For
only
ads.
made like $2 and I use Brave every single day. I don't know if I'm just missing the ads, but I'm not sure. I
So
have
the
Brave on my-
browser itself
on my
serves you ads, but then it blocks everyone else's ads, right?
it blocks the tracking, which also disables a lot of things.
I'll just open YouTube on a separate tab and let it play all day. Just tons of ads.
Brave is interesting because it's a fork of Chrome, so it has all of the Chrome plugins available, but a lot
That is
of
on
things
you, by
have
the way.
small bugs.
I don't know if you guys remember, but during the early days of the internet, early 2000, there's this one company that lets you download like a bar on your screen that keeps on showing you ads, and they pay you money for it.
Yeah, it was like 1 penny every
Yeah,
hour.
it's not a lot of money, but
Oh, was it called like Time Machine? What was that?
no, it starts with a P, I think. I forget what it's called.
It was inside of AOL as well. It was like very early because you could get
Yeah,
it in
it's like very early. Yeah.
experience.
They failed pretty quickly because no one wants to like download something to watch ads all day long.
Oof. Oh, you guys are both joining in, so you both have a 10. I'm out.
One person has a 10.
I'm out of there. I think we just both go all in here.
Kind of committed.
I can't see how I lose unless you revert. Well, I'm going to say something dumb. There's no point. I'm just going to call.
Yeah,
I call.
Jax?
I call. There we go.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice turn.
Yeah.
That was a nice turn.
Amazing
Oh
turn.
my gosh.
Chris, man, you're having a
That is
Wow,
very
no
bad
luck
time.
I know.
here, eh?
Flop the top set.
That's a beatdown over
Flop
here.
the set and turn.
On his straddle too.
Yeah.
That's
On his
nasty.
straddle, so couldn't no way to put him on a hand.
That's just nasty.
I was actually the only one to bet the flop.
Yeah, I just was trying to ride behind.
Risk of
I
slow
probably
playing.
actually, yeah, that's what I was about to say. I could have potentially.
Oh, you
off that.
definitely knocked me off the hand. I went on the flop. I just thought I was bluffing. Like I'm just like, oh, if no one has a 10, I'm in a decent position here. Like I was out of that hand if you check raised me.
Yeah, the way I saw it, it was like I wanted you guys to catch up, right? Like there wasn't a flush or any type of real danger there for me.
Yeah, I hit
And
one
I
of
was
my two
hoping maybe you
outs.
catch an ace or.
Yeah. No, it made sense.
Yeah, totally.
Bad luck.
There's luck involved in this game, I guess. You know.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little. Still on this, huh? Oh, wow.
Charlie always raises me.
I'm starting to straddle. Let's get this game lively.
My straddle's been on since the first hand.
Yeah.
Keeping it going.
Yeah, you've been the man.
That is a tough.
Chris, you just got to tell people if they want to be invited back, they got to straddle.
Yeah, that's true.
Keep the straddle clicked.
Or just don't take all my chips. Either or, and you get the invite back.
Time bank. What is going on here?
155.
Maybe
That's
I
kinda like
maybe I have pocket fives and I'm trying to tell you something.
thought we had like
155.
10 jack. And that's a
That's
very
just screaming, come on in.
yeah, and that's why I would call.
good.
Nine,
Cool.
good 10.
That was a good bet, Luke. That was really tough.
Yeah.
Good
That was a
bet.
very good bet. It was
Yeah.
just plus
call,
you're not losing that much
Nine.
if I did call you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
that was a good bet.
9. I thought I rep a queen there. 9, 10.
I thought you had a better
good
draw
call.
than that, Luke. I put you on a better draw than that.
Play pretty loose.
But you probably were thinking of doing that, like just making a move anyways.
Yeah. The move is.
You were determined. That's why you bet so fast. You know, so-
Yeah. I kind of wasn't gonna let that go anyways.
Yeah.
No matter what happened. I had picked my path.
Picture path.
What else do we have this week? We can't be out of crypto market events. There's no way.
That's for sure.
Bitmain power struggle, although that's been going on for quite some time, unless there was something new out of there.
If anyone had any insight beyond the public stuff, would love to hear it. I don't.
I certainly don't.
I kind of do, but I don't know if I can talk about it.
That's true. If you actually had info,
It's not
probably
public.
not the best forum to share it.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
And we're on Zoom, and there was a headline out that Zoom had canceled the account of some Chinese activists. So
Well, that,
apparently, covering Chinese topics could get the Zoom account canceled.
Goodbye, crypto after dark.
Don't
I
look at-
added up 755 guys.
Meaner version of luck. Incoming. Chris,
I think
that
somebody's-
that trip 10 is just so insane, man, to lose that hand.
How it goes.
Q had a question. We had one question from the chat. I'm not a mining expert. I imagine someone here knows. They said, will the EPA regulate Bitcoin mining like it regulates the rest of the mining industry? Like how do we regulate mining? Jeez, Ari.
That seems like a horrifying idea.
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
Well, EPA is regulating
Why would
mining
it be-
because
why
of
would it be
environmental,
EPA?
not because of.
You realize it's not actually mining, right? We use the word, but it
Yeah.
actually
We're
it's not. There's,
We're not digging for oil.
did somebody really come up with the idea that the EPA would attempt to regulate, Bitcoin
Yeah.
mining?
It's not going to happen.
That's the most absurd thing I've ever heard.
You're not like, it's not, there's nothing, it's not like environmental protection issue. So
No, does the EPA do they regulate Google Cloud and AWS?
Good point. I think maybe they were talking about coal.
Maybe they actually think that we're actually launching a mine.
Oof.
How does the US continue to think that they can regulate global initiatives?
I would hope that they would only be discussing it in terms of U.S. mining operations, but it's so absurd.
Now let's further send crypto away from the US. That's what's great. I'm connected through Mexico right now on my VPN. I mean,
Right.
I'm just kidding. If this is recorded,
It's definitely recorded.
Beyond recorded, it's actually live, so
I'm in Puerto Rico, so I'm actually in an
unerasable.
interesting middle ground because we're US, but we have different sort of standards.
I mean, there's still a lot of articles you see that come up that talk about how harmful to the environment Bitcoin mining is. I think that's like a fairly common Bloomberg article, CNBC article.
Yep.
I love having that conversation.
That's one.
What's funny to me is, so I used to be more than a decade ago, I traded natural gas and also electricity. So like I actually traded Texas, electricity grids are like local. So Texas has its own electricity grid, and you can trade forwards on electricity, like kind of like futures. And sometimes they go negative in Texas because you have wind power and it's costly to turn it off. And whenever I talk to like the environmentalists about this, I always argue that Bitcoin hugely incentivizes renewable resources. in parts of the world and in areas that don't serve traditional energy demand, because you would have loss in the transfer. But a Bitcoin mine you can build anywhere in the world. You take so little staff, you don't need heavy equipment or anything. And they're always like, oh yeah, but renewable resources won't compete with coal for like 50 years. Basically, they're the most pessimistic people on the tech. Whereas like, I think solar energy is probably within 10 years of flipping coal in terms of, or crude in terms of price per kilowatt hour.
The 7. I have the queen, but I actually really think you have the 7.
Ari, what's gonna flip what? I missed just the end of that.
Sorry, guys.
Three into a.
So right now, fossil fuels are the cheapest source of electricity in most places that demand electricity, basically near city centers. Renewables can't compete without subsidies right now, but renewables are getting cheaper and cheaper every year as the tech improves. Like photovoltaic cells were terrible 30 years ago, and now basically they're doubling in efficiency every maybe 3 years. So we're probably something like 10 years away from solar power being cheaper than crude oil, just because the photovoltaic cells are getting cheaper, more efficient.
Yeah.
10 years is a guess, but like there's good data to support that. So Bitcoin is very likely to be running on green energy almost entirely. It'll be one of the first things to run on green energy because you can build a Bitcoin mine anywhere. You don't have to build it near a city, near factories. So you can build it in where land is cheap, where you can have wide open spaces with tons of solar cells or tons of wind farms.
It's wild. You know who's actually who's doing something like that? I think they at least started it. I don't know if they still do it. Is Jason Williams, Chris? I think we talked about that earlier. He's Pomp's partner over at Morgan Creek. I believe they mine based on like recycled rubber. It's something pretty wild.
I don't understand it.
I don't either.
I haven't heard of that.
I want to find it.
So I've done a pretty good amount. I mean, I've done a pretty good amount of mining. Taken way too many trips into a little town in central Washington called Wenatchee, where we built one of our first facilities, and it clearly is almost exclusively renewable. It's almost exclusively green power that runs almost all mining operations worldwide, almost all of them. Unless you just, unless you just have access to some, to some subsidized electricity somewhere, there's no alternative. You can't, you can't compete. You literally can't compete. What have we got here? Oh, it gets quiet sometimes when everybody's in a hand.
You guys missed that big hand. Udi took down a big hand. Look at my chip stack just cut in half.
Oh boy.
Should have been more.
Do you have a small kicker on that queen?
Ari.
I had a decent kicker. I had a good kicker actually. I really felt like the 7 was probably
I think
there.
you missed Ari, and then I think you tried to steal the pot, but you might have an overpair.
3, 4, 5.
I got a call.
Do you? Oh. It's a fair play. That's a good call.
Did not put you on that at all.
Yeah, that's a good call.
I think you have to call the river. I would call if I was you.
No, I'm definitely calling. I didn't even think you'd have a 6.
4-6 gets all the way.
Yeah.
Didn't get much money, and I actually raised it pre-flop, but just
I know. That's why.
I'll check
That's
the
what
flop.
you raised the pre-flop. So I was like, he's got ace king or ace queen. Nobody's betting,
You
so
gotta-
he's trying to steal it.
You gotta mix it up sometimes, right?
I thought you were trying to steal.
That was the idea. Hey, sometimes you're just gonna lose with top pair to trips.
I know all about that already. Thanks. Thanks for the reminder.
Too soon.
Too soon. Too soon.
And I'm thinking back to my old days at the Taj Mahal. This was like 2004. It was such a depressing atmosphere at like 2 a.m. Like everyone would have their head. It wasn't like Vegas Ritz and excitement, and it was like everyone had their head down. You had a couple grinders trying to make rent. You had a bunch of tourists who had just lost money throughout the day. It was like
It's 5 a.m. here, by the way. You're describing the said 2 a.m. So I just I'll let you know.
Udi's life right now.
Udi's living room right now.
it wasn't just that. Like 2 a.m. at like the Wynn Resort is glamorous, right? The Taj was not glamorous, especially not late Sunday morning or Monday morning. I mean, early Monday morning.
Oh man. I imagine it's something like Bitcoin after a big dump. It's like even if you made money, it's kind of brutal. A lot of guys you're trading
Everybody
with.
loses.
Yeah.
Like today?
Yeah, like today.
Bunch of people half asleep at the table, myself included.
What have you got left? You got 700 left.
Good luck, Chris. You need it.
I'm just getting picked on all night.
You are, man.
Like, let's pick
picked
on
on.
this guy.
Chris has
Here it comes.
Jack 7. He's going to somehow lose this.
100%.
You got too much behind you. I can't do it.
I had a 10-5 offsuit. Absolutely jack shit.
Nice.
I did.
Let's go ahead. Nada. Don't like that position.
Yeah, we really need to get this platform to do show your hand.
Yeah.
And it would be really interesting, which they're working on, is we'll be able to do all cards up
All cards up. Be amazing.
and then stream it that way with a delay. And then we can go back after and look at all the hands. It would be phenomenal.
That would be a great thing.
Okay.
Wow, the party.
Yeah. Well, that had to happen.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah. You'll do this one without me.
Udi, is the sun out yet?
It is not.
Okay.
Udi, where are you? Which country or general region? Not
I'm
asking
in Tel
for it to
Aviv,
dox
in Israel.
yourself. Gotcha. Do you live there?
Yep.
I didn't know you were based there.
Yep. It's pretty cool here. We have a big beach. We have barber shops open. It's pretty awesome.
Nice
Yeah,
one,
what
Neil.
is the vibe over there? Like, what's in the last couple months, dude?
Nice hand, Ed.
I think we went out of lockdown, I guess, roughly a month ago.
Okay.
And
you were on lockdown
right
for
now,
how
like
long? Was it like you couldn't even go for walks or whatever?
Well, you could. I mean, you could go for a walk. They had those regulations of how far you could go and so on, but it's
So a month ago they opened it up a bit.
legally step outside, but it had to be very limited. But it's hard to enforce.
Of course. Yeah. So how did they open up? I guess in the last few days,
I guess in the last few days, the COVID numbers are slowly increasing. So we're getting threats that we might go into lockdown again. Fun times.
I think that's what it's going to be like in a lot of places. It's like any slight signal.
Has so I don't follow Israeli politics at all, and I can't name anyone beyond Netanyahu, but I'm curious if Netanyahu has been similar to Trump on COVID. Has he been? Is there a parallel there?
Oh, he was the complete opposite. So back in February, he closed the borders with almost all countries, which back then it was insane. No one would consider closing borders anywhere, but he did it. It's very good for him politically to make people scared, by the way, because he's in pickle right now. But he went all in very early, and it looks like it was, it looks like it played well.
God, no one noticed you getting knocked out just then, but I had the 8-2 in the pocket. And 2 pair. Oh.
2, 3, 4.
Got top left menu. Add more chips.
Menu. There we go. Thank you.
And then just click map.
A lot of people in the hand for checks all around.
I'm not going to check.
What an aggressive bet, Charlie. Holy. I'm not even in the hand and I'm scared. I'm not even in the hand. Luke's having none of it.
Yeah, get that out of here.
Yeah, there you go. Take the chips.
I fell for that meme raise once and I lost my money. The old $10.
Be careful of that small raise. It's kind of dangerous.
It is.
If someone does that.
But
It's a value bet.
It's a troll bet.
Correct response is always to min raise back. Always.
We had a couple rounds of that earlier. It was like 10 to 20 to 30 to 40. It just folded.
Kind of evil.
So Uday, I've been meaning to ask you about the troll series that you do on Twitter. How's that experience been using that feature and what the vibe is in terms of that type of content?
You mean
where you limit the
replies,
people
right?
that get yeah.
I only did it once with Vitalik. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
I personally think it has a lot of legs. Like I think that's a great way to engage and drive FOMO and all that type of stuff.
I like that thread. I like that thread a lot. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty cool of him to play along, actually.
Yeah. The problem is if the other person doesn't engage, it's just You feel kind of stupid.
You look like a total tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like such a tool.
I mean, you try to get
Although I
CZ
did
to
it with
engage, right?
CZ and almost no one noticed.
I don't want you to
know,
time
so-
back out.
I noticed.
Oh no, I didn't mean to fold.
What'd you have? I'll split it with you if you had the best hand.
I probably didn't have the best hand, but I wanted to bluff. Oh damn! I can't believe I missed the. No, I had something, but I don't think it was good enough.
You should split
Luke,
with
I
him
want to
because
cut on
his
that.
bluff
I
would have
want to
worked.
cut
Luke.
on that hand.
I just made the offer. I
distracting.
said I'd split it with you. What was that?
It was jacks.
I said I need a cut on that for distracting him.
I had a queen 10 off. No,
But you would have folded that.
That's not the right way to win. Hey man, if you smash bet, but I think that was part of your strategy, was talking about Vitalik. You wanted to kind of lull me into that. I don't know.
I can't believe I missed the timer. That was, oh my god. That
I
was
shouted
awful.
it out. I wasn't playing quiet, you know.
That's true.
With a second or two left.
You two gonna have that one?
Who's the next guest on the troll series after Vitalik? You thought about the topic?
I don't know. I didn't look. I didn't think. I called it a series, but I didn't think there would be a first episode. I was pretty sure it's not going to do it.
It's really
So-
well
But you
received.
should set it up where you
Didn't
like
really-
coordinate with the person.
Yeah, that'd be awesome
Where
every
you like
single
say,
week.
okay, I'm
Sure,
gonna
yeah,
do
I know.
this. You know, that'd be
I
great.
know. That's true.
That's too much work to plan your tweets.
Charlie gets it. Charlie gets it.
That is a lot.
Crystal, what's the symbol on your hat?
That is sense.
Hmm.
I'm making a lot of sense lately. We're launching our messenger, but in the background, we're working on a better Zoom.
So maybe you were behind that video we discussed before. The
Exactly.
Joe campaign.
Yeah, you knew a lot about that video.
Yeah.
I know, right? We're launching a better messenger. We want to launch better video chat. We were the first company to ever put video chat through a blockchain connection.
To a what?
We connected people over blockchain. Wait, hold on. Who am I in this hand with?
Lots
God.
of people.
Okay.
Lots.
Oh.
Right, now it's
Whoa.
There it is.
Ugh.
Fucking around.
Do you mean
I
to
haven't
do that?
done
There you
this
go,
yet.
Peter. What are you gonna do over there, Peter?
Mm.
Whoa.
Oh.
Ooh. All right, now it's gambling. This is real gambling.
Definitely.
Scott, why leave 188 behind there? Push it all.
Come on, Peter, do it.
Peter's not coming.
Oh.
Oh.
10.
Thank
Not
you.
flush.
Not flush.
Oh, lucky you
flush.
didn't have a club.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh.
Wouldn't have mattered.
I would have flopped to flush.
Wouldn't have mattered.
and then would have lost it on the turn.
Yeah.
Would have lost it on
And
the
she
turn.
had top pair, and she would have had top pair on the flop
Exactly.
too, so
That would have
it
eaten me up.
Nowhere.
I just couldn't
Didn't
risk
even lie.
losing to another like 8-5 offsuit, you know?
Yeah. It's a good move.
Let's call.
Getting some whiskey.
So Peter, in all seriousness, I'm gonna in like maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I'm gonna organize a time zone that meets you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
for the game,
I appreciate that, man.
You'd just be playing with
like a
yourself.
9. Yeah, I'm just gonna set it all up. I'll have the table ready, the Zoom. You can go there. Just don't do what that guy did on Zoom today, and that's all. That's my only ask.
Yeah. I probably won't do that.
Good.
I keep getting disconnected from the game. That's weird.
No, but in all seriousness, I'll do like 9 p.m. your time, and I already have like 4 or 5 people on that side of the world that makes sense for the game. Plus a few of us, and
sounds good, man. He's late nights.
I bet Peter's gonna play really poorly when the.
Oh,
when
he's
not
definitely
tired.
gonna lose.
I play poorly anytime.
Definitely not when he's not tired and drunk. He's gonna lose for sure.
I've not drunk tonight. All I've had is a Coke Zero. I'm off the drink at the moment.
I'd be down to play some crypto after lunch. If you need a woman in the game.
Hey, Crystal, Brock said maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago that he would want to play.
Oh well.
That was good.
Not much you can do there.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said a few weeks ago, Brock was mentioning that Brittany would like to play. So if you want to connect Brittany to the game, I haven't chatted with her. Yeah.
I think so.
Scott, you coming in for 5?
Not on purpose.
So you want the full?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna do. Can I put 500
You can
more now?
just go add till you get to max, and then it'll top you up on the next time.
Okay.
There you go. You're up.
Got it. Yeah, I think I hit the wrong button.
I'm getting some sunshine here.
Crypto after dawn.
Yeah.
Somebody actually tweeted that to me when I posted this link out earlier today. They said they wanted to play Crypto After Dawn with Bitcoin Cash.
on blockchain.poker was the actual tweet, which is Bitcoin Cashville.
Yeah. And I have played on that platform before. I played with Roger Ver because he was promoting the wallet and Bitcoin Cash. It's a pretty basic platform.
Well, we played on it for the first episode, actually. We played on it 2 weeks in a row in the start. And it's actually pretty decent. The only thing is the UI is a little funky, so it doesn't look good on the streaming. But in terms of overall functionality,
It worked well.
it works well. Well, I was going to ask the group here. So Fair.Poker, which I like their platform, they would be interested in hosting us there, but they only have 6-person tables. So we would technically have to do 2 tables and play like that. What do you guys
Why
think?
would they only have 6-person tables? Like, what's the issue?
The explanation
didn't he?
Say that again.
So I've been playing those guys on that. They have a game most evenings. I think the guy he built it himself, and he's just got.
You're talking about Daniel. You're talking about Daniel.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the reason why is supposedly what makes it provably fair, and he didn't get into detail, but I spoke with him, the tech. It makes it exponentially more difficult, and they're just not prepared to handle 9 players, a 9-person ring.
Just a lot more calculations. Wow.
Yeah, that's what he said. Because he'd like to do it, but he just can't do it.
Don't do it.
What do you think about the platform?
It's okay. Yes, I mean it's nice, but I'm not interested in the 6-handed.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be fun.
No, because then what do you do with the live stream? You're not watching the same game.
Yeah, it's
exactly. It gets all weird, right?
Yeah, tell them to get their act together. Get a 9-player game.
Get their act together, huh?
Yeah.
Tell them Charlie said that.
We don't want any of this bullshit.
Would give you a chance to pick the TV table, right? Follow the action. Follow the most colorful people.
Kind of nice. I like that little competition for good conversation or whatever weirdness goes on.
You don't want to be in this hand.
Uh-oh. On the big blind.
Now you tell me, Ari.
I'm back.
After I call, you tell me I don't want to be innocent.
It's okay. You're only in for
Actually,
10 chips. It's nothing.
I'm out of. Are you scared my queen juice? I know.
That works sometimes.
Min raised.
Oh wow. Going big.
Why are you guys trolling? You keep trolling each other.
Telling you.
That's what makes poker fun, dude.
Yeah, but you have to push people around, not with $10.
Min raise.
It's just Bitcoin. It's not even real money, right? So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's like we bought in poker chips with poker chips.
Modern day Inception.
4646.
I told you don't want to play the hand.
I didn't.
4-9.
Then
I messed that up. I
lost as little as I could.
You still lost so little for that setup. I messed that up. I was hoping. I actually thought you had nothing, and so I was hoping to entice a re-raise. If I knew you were that strong, I just would have bet pot.
Too much thinking, Ari. Too much thinking.
Oh come on! I see the wheels turning, Charlie.
For me, I just called you right away.
That was get an ace. You're not gonna raise with an ace. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Pete, that's just absurd, man.
That is absurd.
Mm-hmm.
That's a flex.
Whatever.
Right
I don't like the moves you made earlier today with those aces. So I'm gonna call. Everyone call. Let's just all go in. Come on. There you go. Beauty flop. Bet you're overpaired. Go ahead, Pete.
It's not a good flop for a 3-bet there. Dude.
I feel like I know exactly what Pete has right now.
Yeah. That's why I still think it's worth calling. That's a donation. Donation if I call.
I actually bluffed for once.
Shut up.
I swear to God. I swear to God. I had an ace queen.
Okay, I had a 3-8 off, so.
Fuck off.
Can
I look up the hand and prove it?
Yeah, you can prove it. I have my screen's recorded. I'll send it to you right now.
No, you can do it. You can go and prove it. Like, I'm literally there. I never fucking bluff because I start shaking. I'm literally hiding behind my pop filter here going, fuck. That's like everything I've won tonight off on that one hand.
That's good to know.
Did you have the straight draw?
Yeah, I had a straight draw. The first call made sense. The second one I couldn't.
I don't think the first one made sense.
It made sense in my own head.
So I was ahead anyway, was I? Or was there a 3 on the board?
You were ahead.
Honestly, that's why I never bluff. That's why I never bluff. I'm like, ugh.
Whenever I bluff, I start sneezing uncontrollably. Be on the lookout for it.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I've never seen you sneeze, Ari.
You haven't seen me bluff yet. You haven't seen me bluff yet, but it'll come.
So I could have beat. You could have called. If you'd have called me on that last one, I'd have been fucked.
Yeah, you priced me. I mean, you kind of priced me out of the flop, but it's out of spite. I called.
Because you knew he was in, eh?
I didn't think he was winning. That's for sure.
I thought the check raise would like make it look like a overpair. What are you the fuck
what
you
I
calling
thought you
100? What are you calling 140 with an 8-3?
Huh? I had a up and a down. What any 5 or any?
No, like pre-flop.
Oh, I mean, I'll mix it up pre. You know.
He's kind of got you there. Limp it in with 8-3
Yeah,
off.
that's
Come on, Luke.
That's bullshit.
Come on, Luke.
Total bullshit.
And then you flop your dream flop of a double ender.
That's
right?
why I knew it.
That's the best you can hope for with 3-8, basically, other than flopping trips.
I know. That's why I was excited. That's why I thought it was strange he was betting into it. I still had a good enough hand to call.
I don't think you had 8-3.
All
I'll
right.
just put it out there.
I think the hand needs bringing up now.
It'll be brought.
That's why. That's why we need open hands.
I would.
That's why we need open hands.
I just can't click. I can't click menu right now. It'll show on the stream. It'll show your card history on here. Pete, do you want to wager half of the pot on whether or not I actually had 8-3?
No, because I won.
Okay.
Sorry, man.
Don't be sorry. I'm the idiot who played 8-3.
You should got a lighter load to carry now, Luke. All those chips were getting heavy for you.
They were.
Now Pete's got to shoulder the load.
It's scary being a big stack. You could lose it all.
I like being a big stack at a table. I'll if I'm allowed to, I'll buy in to be that. You want to be able to threaten anyone at the table with taking their whole stack.
Wait, you prefer to be the big stack?
Yeah. I anytime I'm in a hand with someone, I want to be able to threaten.
I don't think you've got a
to
two.
take their whole stack. I want that to have to be in their head somewhere.
I've got a king.
I usually like my back against the wall. I usually like to be like.
Okay.
Scott, I'm with you.
Honestly, I play better short stack because I'm not like Brock is really good on the later streets where you get more tricky. I'm not as good there, but I still want it all at risk, and I still want to have the other person all at risk.
It depends how you play though. Like, if you are, because like I don't like to bully tables at all. I like to be that sneaky little fucker just hiding in with sneaky.
I hear you on that. But still, but when you're in a hand, when you're in, like look, you see me, I don't bully tables, but when I'm in a hand, I want to be able to threaten to take everything.
Baller. Fucking hell, Charlie.
I actually have a fold here. As crazy as that sounds, it's 17 to 1, not good enough. That's an easy fold.
17 to 1. How do you instantly know your stats? Your
Oh no, that's just the size of the pot, right? 170. I mean, just 150 plus 10 plus 10. I'm not doing any advanced math here.
Got it.
It doesn't matter, right?
You were calling your odds on your actual hand.
No,
that was very fast math.
No, I had total garbage cards, but I'm like, man, for 10 chips, I would almost call them principal. But like, no, it's actually, I have 0 chance of winning this hand.
There's always a chance, Ari. You're a big stack.
That's true. But didn't feel like the right time to bluff. I wasn't sneezing. Has anyone here read Generations or The Fourth Turning by Strauss and Howe?
Peter, are you shaking?
A little bit.
I just read up, guys. By the way, to 1,000.
Yeah, Udi, if the time bank comes, you got to click it.
Yeah.
Time bank, you got 7, 6, 5. I had the king. I was trying to. I wanted that to look like the bluff that time.
Yeah.
Peter says he's like bluffing and he's shaking when he bluffs. No, he says but yet every time I play, he's always got the most chips.
I've noticed that too.
He's like, you know, he gives us the impression like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm shaking every time I'm in this hand.
I think it's because I'm not a very good liar, and I used to shake a lot when my ex-wife used to ask me questions.
That's why she's your ex-wife.
Pete is definitely the undoubtedly chip leader, or the undoubtable chip leader in the last.
I've probably doubled the GDP of Bedford here. You think I'm joking? Udi, on that last hand,
yeah,
with the king, I flopped the flush draw because I had two hearts as well. Yeah, I'm assuming you just had a pair.
Yeah, you're right.
Because 2 pair, you probably call.
I'm not sure I would have called 2 pair.
You called 2 pair.
We had so many people that it was we had like
Finally.
4 people in the pot.
Nice.
When the
Jesus.
turn.
Man, that was
Finally.
The other way.
Wow.
Finally.
Chris is only
I
2,000.
had to buy in like 54 times to fucking get a hand. Holy shit.
Man, I would have never placed you on pocket 5s.
I wouldn't have called
I thought
that.
you had an ace with a better kicker than me.
That's a tough fold there.
Yeah, it's hard, impossible to fold almost. Because the king jack played there too, Crystal, right? So I would have had to have a queen to win over you if I had the ace.
That's what I thought too. When I saw that come out, I would have never placed you on pocket 5s.
Yeah, that was a lucky turn.
All right, we'll check it out.
My 2 of spades is good now. Shooting for that flush, boy.
You folded the two. That's a nice flush there, man.
Massive. Gigantic. Udi, how are you holding up? It's pretty late over there.
Pretty early.
Yeah. Well,
No,
Friday
right?
in Israel is a weekend, so I'm cheating a little bit.
Nice. Every day is a weekend on quarantine.
True.
I'm not in quarantine anymore. Nah, but
Just me and you, Luke?
Just me.
Really
and you.
got down to 2 of us.
Man, that 2 would have been money.
I'm even tempted to value bet without a spade, but I will not be an idiot. I think I have a stand, maybe.
Oh, come on.
No,
value
no.
bet. Value bet. Come on.
Oh,
Wow, talk about misreading it. Talk about misreading it.
Value bet.
Sorry.
If you bet there, I call. I call. You missed a bet there.
Yeah.
I think I
Because
call half a
I'm
pot.
surprised you didn't
No
bet
institution.
there.
Yeah, I'm surprised, Luke.
I think I make
It's
more. I make more money there by checking because if he doesn't have a spade, I don't know. Like if I bet $150,
But
or
you didn't even have a great spade, though, right? There were 2 spades that beat you.
Just one.
no, only one
Just
spade. Only one spade.
Oh, 1 spade? 1 spade. Okay, it's a little better.
I don't know.
But,
Like,
like,
if
I'm not betting a weak spade, and I'm not betting. So I guess I bet a total bluff, but that was I raised into a 4-handed pot. I got
Yeah.
something.
I'd rather
Yeah.
I'd rather bluff catch. Try to make it look like I'm playing ridiculous than playing value.
I think if you bet half the pot, I call there. I at least think about it.
I didn't hear any sneezes, so I didn't know. You might have the jack.
Yeah.
Is this another 6-2 situation?
For the record, although Woodford. Well,
Crystal's got PTSD from the 6-2.
I kind of do. Now Luke has it. Was Luke the one that had the 6-2 before? Or the 3-8?
I did have
Luke
the 3-8 on that hand. I don't have a 3-8 this hand.
Well, thank God. That would be a terrible.
You know when you have a hand that would have been great hand before? I love the term flop lag for that. Suffering from flop lag.
That sounds terrible.
On trip.
I suffer from flop lag.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow.
Oh, nice.
Bluffing the whole way.
Yeah.
Bluffing the whole way, Luke.
It's tough.
That's
She-
what
she
you
had
get,
ace
bro.
I
and
thought I
queen
was
to-
losing it
that was
again. Trips,
Two
man.
pairs. She had two
tough. That
pairs.
was tough.
You guys are tough.
You hold your own.
From the person who just won a big
Yeah,
pot.
tough.
You guys are tough.
Crystal, you're tough. Get out of
You
here.
guys are tough. I just took $1,500 from you, but you guys are just super tough.
Raking him over the coals. She just played Luke like a violin.
Yeah.
Good hand.
Luke, that was a lesson, buddy.
She told me I'm a good player as consolation, so I'll take it.
I honestly
so
almost
good.
folded it down thinking you had the trips. Oh.
It's a Perlman level playing right there.
You always do.
Yasha Heifetz.
Oh my god. All right, I've made two very dumb plays tonight.
How many are
Luke, I joined late, but I've seen more than two.
Good. That was conservative guess.
I'm a little bit tired.
I'm just proud of Luke. Luke kicked my
A
ass
little
with the
bit
game
tired.
show.
Let's
Wow.
Oh.
Okay, there it is.
So annoying. Oh, that saved me.
Look at that river.
I had a 9. That would have really hurt me there.
Yeah. Been crazy.
Wow. That
Okay,
river would
Chris,
have really
I've been fighting a cold.
Yeah, you shouldn't second guess your decisions. It's never good. It
Chris,
was right
fight
How
me
are we
cold.
doing here,
I'm
buddy?
going to bed.
Later, Scott.
You going to bed?
Good playing with
I'm
you,
always-
Scott.
Later,
Hi, Scott.
buddy.
Thanks for
I'm out
stopping in,
early.
brother.
I'm out early.
Okay.
Good seeing
Udi,
you,
very
Scott.
impressed by you staying up all night to make it happen. Peter,
Thank you.
thanks for it. Good playing, guys. Good
Later.
playing.
Alright.
Crystal.
Good game, man.
Later,
Good
man.
playing,
Good night.
everybody.
Good
Stay
night.
healthy.
See you later,
Wear a
man.
mask.
Hey, keep your mask. I'll see you soon.
Cool.
Yeah, bud.
Later, bud.
Thanks, bud.
Later.
Thanks for your money.
That was time.
Ouch.
That is so timely.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Ouch.
Peter's on a roll. Someone needs to check
Must
this
be a
guy.
journalist.
Ouch.
Someone needs to check this guy.
It's the hat. It's the backwards hat. 100%.
He's definitely getting the TV table, no question.
Yeah.
Keep slinging these one-liners.
You know what? I think I need a hat. That's like the last 15 minutes, right? It's time for hats.
So here's a little
Break
announcement
'em
of
out.
the announcement. I made Crypto After Dark hat, and I'm gonna be just the B with the card, and I got a sample sent to my house, so it should come this week. But any player that joins, I'm gonna be sending them one of those hats.
Pretty sweet.
Okay.
Cool.
Chris, I hope you're eventually able to do something big with this. Make a lot of money off it or something.
Raise it.
Appreciate all the work of organizing.
Yeah, man, it's just a lot of fun.
I got
dude.
such an
Like,
annoying hand here.
I honestly look.
Peter,
forward
no
to
way.
Tuesdays.
No way, what?
Oh, I thought he had a 6.
I
I thought he had a 6.
I just wouldn't want the stress
a
of the
crap
organizer
river.
Who had a 6?
playing the bank and keeping track of
Awful
everything.
river.
6, they would have raised you, right? So
It's definitely a lot. This wasn't the expectation, but hey, you just roll with it, right?
Pete, when you said that, I thought there's a chance you had the 6-7. I was going to lose my mind.
No, it's not even that. I flopped trip 2s. And it just
Yeah,
came out shit card.
yeah, that's true. Good hand, guys.
I saw it as great card.
No,
Weird.
last card.
Have you guys talked crypto markets at all? People's views on, are we going to be higher or lower for next Thursday? Bitcoin higher or lower next Thursday?
Higher.
I say lower.
Next
Higher.
Thursday.
Thursday is like the next century. Who knows?
A week's an eternity.
I say equity markets are gonna dump lower and Bitcoin's gonna fall. That's my expectation.
Who's going to try and steal the pot?
You can try.
I'm literally typing out a bet now. I don't even know if I'm bluffing myself now.
You
I'm just
Sorry,
gonna
what do you
check.
think?
I don't even know. I don't even know what to do.
So we check.
I don't know what to do
Beauty.
here.
How
Pete's-
do you bluff yourself?
I don't know if
I'm
I'm value betting or bluffing at this point. I
Luke
literally
doesn't have
can't
a
tell.
hand.
I literally can't
I'll
tell.
let you bluff at
Luke
it.
has a draw, but he doesn't have a hand. Probably an inside straight.
I literally can't tell.
Fuck you, Peter. Tell me,
I'm
Luke.
calling. I don't think he has a hand. He might have a 9.
Oh
Well-
my god,
The 9. He called it the 9.
Peter, have you been
Nice
studying?
call.
This isn't ridiculous.
Peter, that was a very good call, actually.
There's like a shake when I
That
bought,
was-
and it's like
That was
calling
impressive.
down the second pair.
You earned those, I don't know,
That was
$500.
Yeah.
You earned them fair. It's rare.
Sorry though, where do you think we're gonna be next week?
Oh,
Want to hear it?
I very weak opinion. Like I agree with Chris. Like it feels like equities are probably going to be lower in a week. But like if they're not, I think Bitcoin's higher. So with that said, I guess I would say up, but I'm not as a meaningful. I don't have any confidence. If you put a gun in my head, it'd be that Bitcoin's higher in a week. It's held up remarkably well with the equity decline. It was basically down the same amount as equities. It seems it's like equities drag it down, but not for that long.
Yeah, because equities haven't been dragged down for that long, right? It's
True,
just
but I mean,
correlated
even
right
COVID as a whole, like Bitcoin falling to 3,500 on Black Thursday, it then flies all the way back up to where it was before the whole COVID thing, faster than equities, ahead of equities. It feels like my mental model is I think Bitcoin's in a bull market since December 2018. And that the 3,500 was kind of like more a counter trend aberration from equities collapsing. But we pretty darn quickly, and the 14K last year, that was kind of artificial. But I think the bottom was in Dec 18, and we're kind of in the first stage of a 3 to 5 year bull trend. So what does that mean for next week? Just that kind of in the absence of information, my guess is that for the next 3 years, my answer will be higher for Bitcoin.
Next 3 years.
Basically, and until it unless it looks overpriced, unless it feels like bubblish, but maybe not 3 years. We'll have to see how when it hits its parabolic phase.
Your sell the 10K level from what was that, a week ago or 2 weeks ago?
I
seems to have played out quite well.
Yeah, except I didn't act on it. I messaged Luke the morning before we. What was it? We were sitting at like 10,300 or something.
It's the first time we were
DM'd
sitting
you.
at 10.3, yeah.
Yeah, and I DM'd and said, "Oh wow, funding rates are longs are paying through the nose to be long, and open interest really high. This looks scary to me."
Oh.
And then we tanked to 8,600. Like I don't know, like an hour after that.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I was still like thinking about it. I didn't.
That's
I
all
didn't
9-2 offsuit, Charlie.
What was that, Charlie?
What's that?
I had 9-2 offsuit.
Yeah, I woke
Yeah, I
up an hour
figured.
after that.
I had ace queen. Figured I had to beat one way or the other.
Yeah.
You either thought you had a good hand or you were stealing.
And King Jack wasn't worth gambling.
Well, S&P 500 is up in after hours, for what it's worth, up 1%.
Really curious what Pete has here. Humming is going to be a good tell.
I just like humming.
I feel like, honestly, Luke, Pete's just been grinding you down.
I know, he's in my head now. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
He's just, I don't even know, man. Like,
I'm rattled, dude. Right, rattled.
Someone say tilt.
Maybe. You know.
Oh, that was a bad last 2 cards for me anyway. You might have won this, Udi, unless you got like 10-10 or something.
Sure.
Ah. Wow, and you raised the pot.
Sneaky hand there.
Yeah. I did not put you anywhere near that.
Bad turn and river, though.
That is nice hand.
It's harder
I can open raise with trash. I can do it. It's possible.
Off suit too.
It is possible.
Yeah.
It's been done before.
If I'd have, that would have been expensive for you if I'd hit another pair.
It is. It would have been.
I had a flush draw on the river.
We have Captain Obvious here.
I made it expensive for you to continue, but well.
Yeah, but the first one I'm calling top pair, and then I'm flush draw and I'm calling because I'm guessing if I hit the flush, I make. Luke.
Just all call.
Are you still on this one, Pete? You should call.
No. Yeah, everyone's in. Don't worry, Pete. You're 110. You know, ace queen doesn't really scare me.
Whatever the flop is, Luke goes on it.
Yeah.
Whatever the flop is, Luke goes on
Pete's
it.
in for sure. Okay, then. Now everybody's in, so I got to call.
I'm gonna fold the best hand here. Let's see.
Talking yourself into it here.
Why'd you fold then?
I shouldn't. Inappropriate to name cards while people are still in the hand. I maybe shouldn't even have said may fold the best hand, but that's not that specific.
Pete, why are you bluffing?
Pete, you're such a troll.
You get one token under.
Unbelievable, dude.
Luke, you can re-raise. He may fold. He may fold.
You raised me, Luke.
Oh.
Raise me, Luke.
Oh, come on in, Luke. Let's go.
Just beat me. Just kick me while I'm down this week.
Listen, I'm down multiple.
839.
Fuck that.
Until you're down a full Bitcoin, there's nothing to sweat.
I imagine Pete raised with ace high. I think Chris probably has something. Pete's in the best
That's an
spot.
interesting bet. I've got a hand. I've got top pair.
Great. Let's rock and roll.
Just rock and roll. Just send it in there.
I got a shit kicker.
But you have to at least call that.
At least, right? Like it's only 300 and whatever it is, more 300 and was that?
Let's just forget that you told him what you had, but let's just forget about that.
Forget you don't know what you had.
Yeah, like if a 9 hits, that's
yeah, that's a lot of more cards. Listen, you go all in, I'm calling for sure.
Yeah, I know you are. I can't do it. I just did that to troll Luke as well. I'm folding. I got a 9-2. I got a 9-2. I think you've got me beat, or you've got.
I don't know about that.
I think you got me beat.
9-2.
And 9-2.
Luke, $110 is just not enough.
Pete, you know me. I always tell my cards. I'm not scared to tell my cards. Do you want to know or no?
You tell me your cards. I don't mind.
I had 9-10.
Yeah, I don't think you make that bet. I don't think you made that bet. Not at that point. Not after the night you've had. Unless you got.
Luke, I folded ace queen to you pre-flop.
It's good to know that that's what's in your mind. Yeah. I'm gonna roll with that.
It's just annoying.
Roll with that.
I only made the bet to troll Luke, and I didn't even like think ahead that someone else might have me beat.
Or you had me beat.
All those nights that you said, "Hey,
I thought I might be folding the best hand."
Like,
yeah.
It's only midnight. Let's play. Okay, tonight's one of those nights. Sure, let's keep rocking and rolling.
Oh man, it all started so good.
That's a broke ass stack you got there, Luke. Do you want to borrow
I know.
some?
Yeah, can I have rebuy? Actually, I'm just done with the verbal abuse. Chris, what do I need to do to rebuy?
Forget about that. Just say it, bro. I know you're not used to it because you never rebuy.
I know. Freaking get me in here.
I get it.
How do I do it?
You know, I get what life's like in that massage parlor of yours.
44. I don't think it looks like a massage parlor. What do I need to take down the curtains? All right, what? 6.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
It's the light that does it.
I see what you mean.
Charlie,
What
you
did
raised
you,
me 60%
I got-
of my
What
debt.
did you buy up?
Sorry, I can't
I
hear
got you the message, Chris.
Sorry, you raised me so often.
I don't raise that often.
It's just me though.
It's just you.
But you're always right though. I always have nothing.
Fuck you, Charlie. Oh. I got an ace as well. This is really annoying.
Ace is good.
Yeah.
I mean, what's with
This is good,
what's with
Charlie.
telling people what you have? I don't completely understand.
Well, because I'm
this
folding. I
strategy.
only do it when I know I'm going to fold.
Oh, okay.
Well, because it's a friendly game, Moody. That's why. We just
It's
throw it
like-
out there.
That was it. You check raise there, right, Charlie?
I was trying to check raise on the flop. No one bet, so.
Would you hit
Saying
trip?
it's a friendly game. We got Udi with
It's
the
2 pair.
sunglasses, the hat, the hat.
I know, right?
It's not a friendly
The
game
whole
for him.
9 yards.
Not a friendly game for him.
I guess it's friendly for you guys, but it's
That's right.
fine.
6 in the morning.
What did you have, Charlie? Did you have an ace?
No. 2 pair. 6
What?
queen. 6 queen.
2 pair. Yeah, nice.
Udi's bringing his IDF military training to bear.
Exactly.
I just didn't want another card. I figured I had the best hand.
Mm.
Luke, how much did you buy in here, by the way?
I sent you it on Twitter. 644 from 356 to 1.
Ooh, big bet.
Oh, that's not 10.
10.
We're
Why would anyone
nearing.
bet 10.
I'm used to the
That's so
troll
silly.
bets. You probably saw my cards on my sunglasses.
I did. Made it easy.
We should have never told him.
Yeah, I know. I can also see your cards for your next hand.
Well, nothing I can do about that, right?
Did you rebuy with 5 minutes to go?
We'll carry on.
5 minutes unofficially.
Yeah. We always go past the clock.
Pete's got a stack that I'm looking to dig into there.
Amen.
If
I
anyone,
might-
if anyone needs to drop off, it's fine. After
You can
3
double up.
hours.
You still be behind.
All in.
I would be. I really would be.
And Luke, you're
Hey,
getting
Pete, just know I'm coming
verbally
for you, by the way.
abused.
Just so you know.
What's
It's
that?
I can take the abuse when I have a stack.
I'm coming for you.
All right, you come for me, man.
Yeah, man, I'm coming for you.
Come for me.
Just so you know. Just so you know.
Why do you have dogs on a spaceship, Charlie? Oh, you didn't have the headphones in.
Yeah,
was-
what are you guys saying?
What a waste. I wasted my best joke of the night.
What'd you say?
Don't attempt it, Rudy. Don't attempt it again. Leave
No, I wouldn't.
it. It won't work. It won't work, man.
Yeah.
Charlie, you're gonna have to watch the tape for it.
It's worth it, though. It's worth it. I mean, if
Sounds
you
good.
should scrub the entire thing.
Sounds good.
We still have people watching.
So
Hey to everyone watching. Do we have a chat?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the chat's there. We had a decent amount. We had like 120 or 130 people watching at one time.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty late now. I imagine most people see it in the morning. I feel like within 24 hours, it usually averages, what, 10,000 people?
Whoa.
I'd say much more than that. I'd say 10 to 15.
10 to 15?
Maybe 20 based on how we share it, yeah.
That's a big viewership. And what were the live numbers? What's that ratio?
Usually it starts at between 100 and 200, and then it'll drop off over time. But like right now, Bitcoin Magazine shared it tonight, or they had it on their live. Never mind, they shared it.
That's interesting. I would have thought. I wouldn't have expected.
That makes your job, makes your fold easier.
Yeah, it's annoying. I just want to call beforehand.
Charlie, wow, I have a decent hand here. I have to fold it based on position.
What do you mean? You had better position than I did.
I can't live with myself.
Not you, but everyone else. Yeah, but we usually get 10 to 15,000, maybe 20,000 views for the most part after replays and stuff.
That's huge.
Yeah, great. I guess people like us playing poker and talking shit, you know?
It's all Pete's fans coming in here. This guy's racking up.
It's all Pete. It's all because of Pete.
Well, the pretty mild conversation. We need Charlie to announce a new coin launch, or Udi to say he's becoming head of biz dev for Tron or something. We need something.
Oh, that'd be phenomenal.
What's the latest with Tron, man? Is there anything you want to announce?
Tron 5.
I mean, I guess I can announce the announcement of Tron 5.
4 years in advance. I love that.
I don't even know. Like, was there Tron 3? I mean, or is it a joke? When he first said it, I was sure it's a joke.
Talented entrepreneurs can just skip from 2 to 4.
It's so hard to tell.
That's how good that team is. They just went straight from Tron 2 to Tron 4.
Yeah. I mean, that's what Microsoft Word did, right? Way back when.
Yeah.
Are you still holding a grudge for that, Charlie?
Word perfect.
Yeah, wow, let's move on.
I got tricked. I bought Word because it was a higher version than Word Perfect.
I think that's a great move, actually. If I'm in his shoes, I'd do the same thing. You kidding me?
You kind of have to.
Jump to 4, why not?
Yeah, you kind of have to.
Chris, let's bump this up to Crypto After Dark 2.0. Let's at least get it rolling.
I know, we should, right?
Well, Microsoft did that again with like Xbox, right? It went from Xbox to Xbox 360.
And then the 360 to 1.
3.
And then back to 1.
Yeah, back to 1.
Skip the whole fucking 359 spots.
Oh, because it was PlayStation 3, right? So if they came up with Xbox 2, then it's kind of like weak. So they had to think of a better name.
What's the new one called? So they went from 360 to 1, now they're back to X. So 360 to 1 to 10.
Yeah.
There we go.
They should have just done a random.
PlayStation 5 then just
like
came
12.
up, didn't it?
Xbox 12.
Look, Microsoft and Justin are onto something.
He's just embracing the meme, really.
Yeah.
Oh, it's after 11. Any target time, or I think I'm probably out in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, no target time. Whenever makes sense for you.
Yeah, I'll live in 15 minutes.
Nice.
Oof.
I'm sticking around. I'm pouring another glass. Gotta try and win back some of my money, man.
Charlie and Luke stole the short stacks.
The low pocket pairs.
I'm saying that again because Charlie seemed offended last time I said it.
Sorry, what did you say?
Just that you and Luke are still the short stacks.
Yeah, very short.
I'll stay around until I'm not a short stack.
That's gonna take forever, Luke.
Look, I understand the aggression. I did a lot of winning that first couple weeks.
Oh wow!
I would love to see Justin Sun here losing to Peter in a gut shot on the river. That would be awesome.
That would be phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
We're working on having Justin join in the next few weeks.
That'd be great.
So he'll be here. It'll be fun.
He's colorful.
We have quite a few interesting guests on the docket for the next month.
I'd like to see Justin play Udi.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Obviously, we'll be colluding though.
Yeah. That'd definitely be a collusion. I don't know if I can even let that happen.
We need a game of Vitalik versus Justin for all the blockchains. Whoever wins just gets all the blockchains.
That would be amazing.
What do you mean by all the blockchains? How does that even work?
It doesn't. I thought that
Litecoin's included.
I'd love to see Vitalik playing poker.
Can we get Craig Sellers as well? I can call him up and ask him to join. Tether just surpassed every other token besides,
Charlie, we're doing this?
Yep, we are.
Yes, we are.
Oh, baby.
Whoa.
Oh, nice one.
Oh.
Why do we keep losing to trips?
Oh.
Those small pocket pairs are dangerous.
hard to see them coming.
Hard. It's
nice.
possible, actually.
Always nice to go all in and see your opponent has 0 outs.
Yeah.
On
Dan
the flop.
Larimer get 5 seats. Ari and your.
Wait, what's number 5? Voice? Launching a new chain.
Yeah, I guess he would get to start with a bigger stack.
He can have his own table.
He's bringing more blockchain to the table.
Well, let's have Brock come back and represent EOS instead. Dan can represent Voice.
Chris, tricky.
What's the feeling around the table on voice?
Come on, are you kidding me?
On what?
Voice.
Voice, the social
The
media
Block One
platform
function.
being built by Block One.
Why are you calling it a social media platform? It's a landing page.
Voice.com.
What's the newest? What?
It's an awesome landing page. I love it. I think that they got great designers for it.
They don't have anything yet, right?
They've got a domain that's worth a lot of money.
They have a very expensive domain name and a great logo.
What was it, 30 million for that domain?
It was more than they paid the SEC for a settlement. But they do have a
hats off to them for that. That's cool, actually.
They will always have that domain.
Until it expires.
They are in beta. If you are a U.S. resident, you can KYC in order to use their social content sharing platform. I live in Puerto Rico.
You have to KYC to participate?
Yes, with government ID. And because I'm in Puerto Rico, that is not technically part of the U.S. according to their platform. So I have not yet been able to try, but apparently the new voice that's coming out does not require KYC because that is a barrier to entry. So they're doing a different version of KYC, which is a selfie. And then, if you want
so you can try voice.
ID.
What is unique about it? It looks from here like it's Twitter.
Yeah, it's Twitter with KYC.
Well, they have I feel like they have more characters than Twitter.
Yeah, at least there's more than 140.
Yeah.
Twitter's 280 now, though. I would love to see like a VC funded we're Twitter but with 290 characters. There's got to be some innovation there.
Yeah, one of the things that I think.
Oh,
that river
wow.
was bad.
Without
that river, that's
Wow.
I feel like I just won a pot.
without that river.
How is that
gets-
pot so small?
Yeah, that was really small.
there was
crazy.
there was an 8.
Set over set?
Yeah.
Yeah, but either of us have an 8. We've won it on the straight, right?
Yeah, but who cares? You have a set. You have to go all in.
You don't go all in.
It's poker law.
That would have been really expensive for you without that river,
Oh yeah, if it was like a deuce or something.
especially the board paired up.
What?
Oh, hello.
Raised to
Sure,
100.
10x, sure, Crystal, take it. A
What?
lot of callers. Ooh.
Nothing scares you guys out of a pot.
I think Ari's gonna shove
Yeah,
all in here.
nothing scares
All
us.
in.
Yum yum.
I'm probably
So-
calling.
Ari. Go ahead, Ari. Give it a shove.
I was contemplating a few options there. I had a few serious options there.
This is my chance.
No, you guys. That is why I did not call.
Baller.
Wow.
Huge.
It's my
Massive.
chance.
4x. There you
That
go.
was why I did not call.
Oh!
Come
Because
on.
then Luke could have re-raised him behind me.
All right, still
I
my
know what
chance.
hand loose
I
got.
woke
I
up
love
with
it.
it. Woke up with it.
My hand, I love it.
What? Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Are you kidding?
I still got it.
Are you kidding?
Oh,
Oh, flush.
oh,
You still got it.
brutal.
I would have won that
Wow.
pot.
Let's go, baby.
Brutal.
You would have won that pot?
I would have won that pot.
He had a flush.
Oh, he had a flush. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he
Oh, God,
ended up
thank
with a
you.
king high flush.
You got to battle back. When you're the small stack, you got to battle. We're getting in there.
Man, that was a big battle.
Hey guys, I'm out. I need to go get
Oh,
dinner.
Oh, Charlie.
Later, buddy.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Later, Charlie.
Charlie.
Again,
See you
Charlie.
next time.
Of course, Peter's in. Of course. Oh no, you didn't call. What? What?
So what's the point of a KYC Twitter? It's just like trying to do what True Story did or something.
So they have a concept that, well, first of all the content is on a blockchain. So there's a
That's
concept that people will behave better. And there are tokens at stake for all of the content. They have a concept what they call UBI. So they are giving you 3,000 tokens when you sign up, and then 100 a day just for logging in of the new voice token.
I mean, okay.
I'm with Pete.
There's an interesting thing with the upvoting of content too. There's almost like a lottery system. So each person that, hold on, let me think about this hand for a second. So every time someone puts an upvote on a post, they have to do it with tokens. And if somebody else upvotes after you, the tokens distribute back to you. So there's this sort of game mechanic involved, and it's a very interesting thing because the last person, if nobody else upvotes, loses all their tokens. Like it all goes to the post. I don't really fully understand it.
It's kind of like Twitch.
No one's gonna use this. Like a handful, and then it will die. No offense.
I actually think it's going to do better than Steam, only because they have a huge powerhouse of marketing dollars behind it.
I don't think it will create a sustainable business.
What's it
That would
running
be
on
my view.
currently? Is it on a fork of EOS?
I am not sure. I've asked the question. I believe it's a fork of EOS. It's not on the EOS mainnet.
I would have won that last hand. That's hilarious.
I can't believe I gave up there. That's it. I'm on tilt now.
It just seems like a way more expensive Twitch. Does anyone use Twitch?
No, of course not. It's fucking stupid.
I haven't used it, but I mean the concept.
It's-
You pay to like posts, you pay to tweet, and then you earn money based on if people like your stuff. All recorded.
Network effect, bro.
Yeah.
You don't need to eBays.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're working to solve user verification problems, But the challenge is,
why do you need a blockchain for that? I mean, if you think that Twitter is better with KYC, then fine. But why do you need a blockchain for that?
Well, I mean, same, like, why do you need a blockchain for Bitcoin if, like, it's the same answer. Are you willing to trust a single company with one identity?
But you're trusting them with the KYC. You can't do KYC without trusting someone.
Well, no, but so decentralized trusts, most of the suggestions don't do KYC. So you're relying on something like a web of trust, which is the same thing Bitcoin ultimately relies on. Something similar where, well, that's not a perfect analogy, but you're ultimately relying on social consensus around interconnected cryptographic proofs as the basis for value. Like, we need some form of decentralized identity. Using cryptography and a blockchain or some other distributed ledger seems sensible to me. It doesn't, the tech doesn't solve the problem by itself. You also need a social structure to build something like some kind of web of trust. But I don't see how you could do it without a distributed ledger.
yeah, I'm trying to figure out.
So I don't see how you can do it at all. And if you can do it, I mean, maybe you can do it, but neither of us know how. So I don't understand why it would be with a blockchain.
Well, I mean, I think
we don't have a solution with a blockchain. If someone presented a solution that includes a blockchain, then I would say, okay, fine, that makes sense. But no one did. So why are we so sure that we need a blockchain for that if we don't know what the solution is?
Well, no, I mean, there are rough draft solutions. It's just there's a lot of hard problems that are not like perfectly solved. But let's see, I'm in a hand. Okay,
someone's echoing real quick before you guys continue. Is anyone playing the stream by chance?
Just went away.
All right, it went away.
Yeah, so I mean, you need a distributed ledger if you don't want a single party somewhere keeping the only ledger, right? Like, how else can you do anything, right? Like what? I mean, the basic question is, why would you ever want to distribute data? Because you don't trust one person or one entity on the planet to be in total control of it. So of course you distribute it.
Well, nobody has said that their private blockchain is not a centrally controlled blockchain. So I'm waiting to see what that looks like. But I think it's trying to solve other problems like centralized verification. For instance, Twitter won't verify you as a real human unless you fit a bunch of criteria or pay a bunch of money or have lawyers. So, you know, there's a lot of things that might solve. I think the other thing is making people be good actors because it's all recorded on a blockchain forever with your actual government name. But that part is challenging for people because not a lot of people use the name that's on their ID and it is your display name. They force it. So I don't know how that's going to fly with a lot of people.
Ooh. And not everyone wants to behave.
Yeah. Well, does it solve other problems though? Like Trump has this executive order for the prevention of online censorship. You know, is that because he thinks that centralized platforms shouldn't have the right to take down content or change content? Does it solve a problem like that?
I don't know. I just think how many of these failed projects do we need for people to realize these things don't work? Nobody cares. How many? Like
more.
You know, I don't know. I think it's like, so 1994, 1995, every internet startup failed except for 0.1%.
But that's just not true. People say that, and it's just not true.
It is.
It's not true.
No. So 1994, how many websites existed? I may get the years off by one. 1993, it was 200 websites. 1994, 2,000. Online retailers for jeans, online sports streaming, all of it failed because you didn't have the infrastructure for it or the user base for it. The number of internet companies that survived from 1994 to 2002, it was less than 2% of them.
I tell you why that doesn't work for me, because people were still using the internet. There was a use to the internet. People were using websites. They were. Maybe they hadn't got the commerce right, but it's such a bad analogy to say, well, because the internet didn't have users. The difference is there was a use case. There isn't a use case.
What was the use case?
The e-commerce was a use case, but
there was no e-commerce in 1993.
No, what I'm saying,
it was less than your local coffee shop.
The e-commerce was a use case. Just the economics wasn't there to begin with. There is no use case for this stuff.
Okay. Well, so now you're talking about people using it to. So in 1993, there was no e-commerce on the internet.
I don't remember what was
knew.
happening in '93.
Right. So you could say you knew the potential was there. Sure, the tech might not be there, the infrastructure might not be there, the potential's not there. Well, a lot of people are saying the same about a lot of these crypto applications. That
only the people who keep building them and delivering them and failing with them. That's the only people who keep doing it. It's absolute bullshit again and again. I'm just like fed up of it. Sorry, just like ugh.
Well, there's another issue that I think a lot of people are trying to solve, and this may or may not solve it, which is data privacy, but also data brokering. So, for instance, Facebook's taking all of your data, brokering it on your behalf, making a lot of money, and you get none of the benefit. So that is another issue that I think they're working to solve, to be transparent about what your data is, and in the future, if they have advertising, letting you be a beneficiary of the income.
Do you know what it is for me? All right, so before any of this, I was a UX designer, and all of this stuff makes the internet harder to use. It just makes it harder to use. Like, Twitter works because it's fucking easy. You sign up and you post shit, and occasionally like some stuff, not some game theory about a token. It's just it makes everything more complicated.
What happens when Twitter fact checks you, but they're the determining company behind what they consider a fact?
Yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying, but they've got critical mass. Until somebody comes along with something better, they've got critical mass. I'm not saying someone won't outcompete them and build a better platform, but it won't be about putting data on a blockchain. It will just be people got fed up and they've moved to another platform. But that, usurping like Twitter is going to be very, very difficult because they've got all the famous people on there. Like that's their like. Where's Donald Trump going to go with his 80 million followers? So,
I mean,
I get
incumbents are incumbents till they're not. MySpace was the leader until it was Friendster. I mean, those same arguments always apply to the incumbents.
Yeah, but
and
you're
they're always
making
right.
it hard on yourself.
They're always right.
It was really hard for people to compete with
until they get replaced.
Yeah, they can be replaced.
Yeah, but you're just making it harder for yourself. Why not make it simple?
The UX is the problem.
Don't do blockchains. Make it as easier on yourself as possible if you're trying to attack the king. And instead, all those blockchain projects are basically making it as difficult as they possibly can for people to join.
Yeah.
Well, we learned that lesson. So we built the first messenger that truly functioned and was alive, 2.5 years ago, which is now, it evolved into what is now EOS Chat. And we learned that lesson. We learned the lesson of, the adoption curve, having to have a crypto account to access something.
Yeah. It's a steep learning curve. It's a huge barrier.
In every new industry, every new tech goes through the same hype cycle where people, personal computer, internet, whether Bitcoin has gone through the cycle itself a couple times where people say, oh, this solves all these problems. It's amazing. The world's going to recognize it tomorrow. And therefore the future's here. We're going to have e-commerce in 1994. We're going to have streaming sports. We're going to have why aren't dissidents, political dissidents, drug dealers using Bitcoin en masse even today? In 2011, a lot of people said it's 2 years away. This thing is so useful. It's so effective. It's so powerful for so many people. People get excited. Prices go crazy. You get a lot of hype. And then you get disbelief, right? Then you get everyone saying, hey, it's 2016. Why doesn't anyone use Bitcoin? It's been 7 years since launch. And the answer is expectations get ahead of reality. So I think, Peter, that's what you see. What you see is a lot of crappy products by crappy teams with crappy UXs with mediocre use cases. But that was, but I don't think you can extrapolate to the whole basically problem set and whole potential set of solutions based on that. That's what every industry goes through in its first period, basically.
I think the fact that the idea of it being an industry also is pretty much a myth.
I mean, you had very similar complaints about Bitcoin. What was the UX of Bitcoin in 2010? It wasn't usable. Like anyone who would say Bitcoin is going to challenge banks, it's going to challenge payment rails. You look at what 2010, people are going to download a full node and run from a command line. It was a joke, right? But people with a little bit more vision and foresight said, no, we get that this doesn't work now for almost anything unless you're basically an engineer, but it's the early days. People are going to build UXs on top. They're going to build infrastructure on top. They're going to build other layers, right? They're going to build you couldn't convert Bitcoin into fiat basically at all until mid 2010 with one exchange. But now you have ATMs all over around the world. right? So all of these elements take a lot longer than people tend to think, and longer than teams pitch, and longer than pitch decks say they will.
But Bitcoin solved a problem. Like, what are these problems these things are solving?
Well, I mean, we've named a few of them. Identity. How do you deal with how do you deal with identity outside of governments?
Didn't Microsoft just launch?
I don't know, because no one answered that. We don't know. We have decks, but we don't have solutions. I understand the vision, but there's no actual solution.
Well, I'll say I doubt we have an implemented, like, real working solution in the next 5 years, probably 10, because there's a lot to do, and you need to build a whole infrastructure, and there's gonna be a lot of trial and error. But I do think there's a basic framework of kind of based around this web of trust idea. Get kind of what Keybase is doing, but you remove the Keybase company. That's just a starting point where people are verifying themselves within their social network cryptographically. And how do I know you're you? Because we have friends in common and that I trust, and I've already cryptographically verified them, and you build this web of trust bigger and bigger.
That's exactly what we're doing with SenseChat. We call it social trust. The users vouch for each other using tokens. It's basically verification on consensus. The number one problem, though, that we were trying to solve is not just we needed to put messaging on blockchain, because that's actually very inefficient. We started with Ethereum, which is ridiculously inefficient. That's why I don't think that Status or others are going to do well. And then we moved over to EOS and still found the same problems. The reason we use blockchain, though, is because we needed to find a way to distribute encryption. Encryption is still centralized. So even if Telegram, which by the way is not encrypted unless you do a secret chat, but even if you're in an encrypted chat, they still own the keys, which means they can unlock encryption. So we use the blockchain to use your public key and my public key and create a tertiary key to lock everything up so that the company, SenseChat, could never touch the data. That was our number one goal. So that's why we decided blockchain. And we were like, shit, it's really hard to get people to sign up for an EOS account, understand that they have to pay for it, understand that there's CPU and RAM. It's a totally different issue. Ethereum was gas. So we're still traversing this, how do people use blockchain in a consumer-friendly way? It's really difficult. We're on our version 2, which I should call version 3, but it's version 2, and we have a solution now. We're launching soon with a new version of this with enhanced encryption that's decentralized, because I don't want our company to get subpoenaed to have to take user data in a private chat. And also I don't want that data to be scanned by AI, a la WhatsApp. All of your messages are read by AI, whether or not you like it. It's used for retargeting you for ads on Facebook and Instagram. You signed up for the terms, then they encrypt it with keys that they own. So we're solving real world problems. It's just blockchain is still like nascent. It's really hard to use the technology.
Udi, what are you doing over there?
I'm sitting up because I can't talk with my hands and also play.
Keep the hands
on
off.
that articulate note from Crystal, I'm gonna call it a night and head out. Thanks everyone so much for the game.
Ari, man.
As always.
Good game, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna be out too.
All right,
buddy.
Later, brother.
Cheers, everyone.
Wow, thank you guys so much for the game.
Crystal, peace.
Peter got me on the last.
Udi, you got too?
Yeah, that was. Sorry, we didn't even talk about that. That was harsh on you. That
I thought I had trips. I thought I was all good. You had the 8.
we had the flush draw, so I had to call it out.